What's up, guys? I'm adjusting the number of tickets here real quick. There we go. All right, let me pull my list up. How are we? We're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about colors. We're going to talk about all that stuff. I didn't realize how long it had been since I had done something like this until I went to schedule it. And then it surprised the shit out of me because I used to do these all the time. All the time. Yeah. So you don't have to be here to be on the list. I have been doing this a very long time. And for those of you guys that don't know me, or you're not familiar, or you're brand new to watching me or whatever, hi. I am the Blue Bodhi. I have multiple forms of synesthesia. I am a professional aura reader. I read people by touch. I read people by energy, etc. I have tons of celebrity clients. I have read for thousands upon thousands of people all over the world. I think at this point, over 10,000 people. I have been doing this for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. So, yeah. Let's get into it. Yeah. But I do want to make a little PSA first. I just put out a video. And I haven't gotten a chance to put it on YouTube yet because I wanted to get it out before this live, because when you're live, it boosts your videos a little better. Okay. I have had a few people reach out to me lately. And when I say lately, I mean within like the last week. Okay. About objects that their children, or them as a new practitioner were able to purchase at a shop. And I want to make it very clear to you guys that magical items, cursed items are a thing. This is not a movie. This shit does exist. There have been famous people throughout history that have looked after these things, that have sought after these things, that have happily gone in and plundered areas to steal these items for their own personal benefit. So cursed items, magical items exist. They exist. And as people are uncovering crates and trunks and old library and things like that. Okay. Aw. I told my son, I said, I'm live. Is everything okay? And he said, yeah, I just wanted to FaceTime you. Aww. I'll be done around 10:30 my time. All right. So here's the thing, and here's what I want you guys to be really, really careful of. If you have a kid or young adult child, like 18, 19, 20 or so, that just has been getting into pagan practices, to witchcraft, to anything, because this happens in Christianity and it happens in every religion. Okay. So if you have a young adult or a kid that comes home from a convention, because this is where this is happening the most, or a shop or something like that, with an item that immediately creeps you out, then you need to know about that item. I'm going to talk about books first, okay? Books specifically. If this is a book, first you want to look at the publication date and where, like, the publisher itself, who published it, what version of this book it is. Is it the first edition, 5th edition, 97th edition, whatever? You want to look at all of that, okay? And you want to write that down and pay attention to it. Keep an eye on the book. Keep an eye on, let's say your daughter brings it home, okay? Keep an eye on her attitude as she is looking at the book. If it's something that you feel is way above and beyond where she is practitioner-wise, then you might discuss with her maybe putting it up until she learns more, okay? If this is a handwritten book, first of all, I don't care who you are, unless you are a very highly experienced practitioner, no one should be giving you or selling you a handwritten book, especially backwards. Okay? If you have a book that is written backwards and it's not published, it's handwritten, that is an immediate red flag. That is an immediate, massive red flag. Okay? If this happens, if you have something like this, a book that's written backwards, you are more than welcome to send a photo of it to the site, to reach out to us. The girls will get the message to me immediately. Scarly is on it. We can help, okay? If it's a box, if somebody brings home a box and it's hand carved or it has symbols in it that you don't recognize, stuff like that, please, please reach out, okay? If it's an item like a mirror or a doll or a statue, something like that, and you are completely uncomfortable with it, weird, bad shit starts happening as soon as it enters your house, please reach out, okay? I have been dealing with things like this for a very long time, but I am not going to lie to you guys, since I'm really going to say like 2021 is when it picked up like crazy. But since 2020, when TikTok first blew up and became a big thing, I can't explain to you how many people have reached out to me or come into a shop where I was or come to a convention where I was and was like, hey, I need help with this item. Like, I don't know what this is. I have a ton of items in my possession that people have brought to the shop. They brought to me and were like, hey, I don't know what to do with this. Can you take it? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. I have been very well versed, let me say that, by a lot of different people from a lot of different practices, including Christianity, in how to lock items, how to protect them, and etc. I have things that are almost as big as I am, and then I have rings, I have trinkets. Okay, I can help you. Just reach out. I can help you. Okay. And the thing is, if I look at this item and I'm like, ooh, I don't know that language or whatever, I have a very interesting list of connections. One in particular that very famously has dealt with a lot of items like this. And I know they can help you if I can't. Don't let an item like this sit in your house. Don't let your children, I don't care how old they are, don't let your children have something like this that you know damn well is harming them. If they get a book, I'm going to put that in air quotes, that's written backwards, that is an immediate red flag. If they bring an item home or they have an item in their possession that is constantly physically hurting them, like they're always getting cut on it, when they wear it, they get sick, that nosebleeds, or they have bruises all over them or whatever, immediately red flag. Red fucking flag. Okay? That item is not to be worn. It's not to be touched. It's not to be used. Wrap it in either a black or a red cloth, or both if you'd like to, and take a bunch of pictures. Reach out to me, okay? Under no circumstances are you to return that back to the person or the shop that sold it to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this isn't a movie. Okay, there are practitioners out there from every different practice that are very well versed in creating an object or putting something on an object or attaching an entity to an object, and they send it home with you. They sell it to somebody who is very, very unsuspecting. And usually these are the people that come in and they're like, I just started practicing and I'm all love and light and I just want to learn all the things. They prey on those people. Don't ever tell somebody how long you've been practicing. They don't need to know. None of their fucking business. Okay? They will sell you, give you this item, etc., knowing that it's going to hurt you and that you are going to bring it back. You heard me. They know that they're selling it to you, giving it to you, etc., because it's going to hurt you. And then you're going to reach back out to them and say, hey, I bought this book, this trinket, this box, this statue in your shop, and it's been causing problems. Can I bring it back? They're going to say this, of course. Do you want to know why they're going to say that? Do you want to know why they're going to say that? Because whatever it is that is attached to that item, they are going to use to siphon something off of it. Not only can people siphon energy off of an item, especially if it has hurt you, if there's your DNA on it at all. If you've handled this statue, there's your skin on it. If it has cut you, let's say it's a pendant and it's cut you and you've got some blood on it, or it's got tangled in your hair, you now have your DNA attached to that. So now they can use that piece to siphon your energy, to siphon your magic, to siphon your gifts. That's a thing. And yes, it's a real thing. Don't ever, ever return anything to a shop that has that kind of thing attached to it. If you, let's say you, as an adult, go into a shop and you buy a pendant, okay? And every time you put this pendant on, you have a horrendous day. You get super upset, super angry. You get cut repeatedly. You get hurt, a lot of bruises. It continually is tangled in your hair. Now, like this necklace I've got on, it's really heavy and the beads are close together. It gets tangled in my hair a lot. That's different. If it for some reason is winding your hair up, if it's cutting you, don't wear it anymore. Send me a picture of it. Let's figure out what's the best course of action. Don't ever, ever take it back to that shop. Don't ever, ever take it back to that person. Now it's a little different. Okay. Let's say that I have a friend named Susan, and I've known Susan since I was like 12. Okay. I actually do have a friend named Susan that I've known. Actually, I think I was 14 when I met Susan. But anyway, okay. I've known Susan since I was 14. Okay. So I make Susan a pendant. And maybe I'm stupid and I didn't cleanse that stone before I put it in that pendant. And maybe the person that I got it from, they hate me, right? They hate me. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll sell you this fucking stone. Because they think I'm going to use it for me. Okay? I make Susan a pendant. Every time Susan puts this pendant on, she gets violently sick. She starts to throw up. Or she gets cut, she gets bruised, something bad happens. And finally she's like, hey, I really appreciate this. I love this pendant. But like every time I put it on, I get sick. Like every time. So I'm like, oh, bring it back. Let me cleanse it. Whatever, let me see what I can do. That's a little different, right? I had no ill intent giving her that pendant, making her, maybe it's a birthday gift. I had no ill intent. But there are a lot of people out there that hand make items with the intent that it's going to hurt you. With the intent that has an entity, an energy, something negative stuck in it. Don't ever, ever, ever take that item back to that same shop or to that person, especially if it has your DNA on it. There are other ways to dispose of that thing. There are people that are very well versed in handling those items and protecting them, locking them so no one can do anything to it. Be very, very careful because there are way too many unscrupulous practitioners, downright evil practitioners. There are too many con people out there, and there are too many people that do this just for the sheer fun of it. So, I just wanted to put that on you guys' radar. And I do want you to be a little scared. I do want you to be a little nervous about what you're buying and who you're buying from, okay? Now, the vast majority of shops, of practitioners, of people out there aren't like this, okay? I'm going to say 90% of the shops and the people and the practitioners that are out there are not like this. But that 10%, and yeah, it's probably a little more than that, to be honest. That 10%, they don't have the best of intentions. Okay? So I want you to be extremely, extremely careful. If you have an item like this, if something manages to find its way into your house via one of your kids or spouse or whatever, and you immediately are like, absolutely not. Especially if it's handmade, please feel free to reach out. Please feel free to reach out. Send photos of the item. I would like to see it. If it's a book, especially if it's handwritten, please send me a photo, a message. Seriously, okay? I am more than happy to help you. And like I said, if I personally can't help you with that item, I do know somebody that's very famously well versed in this stuff that can. Okay? I'm just saying. Is there a way to recognize it, or is it energy sensitive? Here's the thing, do not trust your senses about an object. Okay? This is not the best example, but actually, let's do this. Okay? Let's say, here, this is a good one. This is a little tiny book. let's say that I go to a shop. Wow, the whole back cover. This is coming off. And I buy this book right here. Okay. I buy this book right here. But instead of it being printed, it's let's say it's handwritten inside. It's handwritten. Okay. I don't know the language. It just looks cool, or it's a bunch of artwork. You know what I mean? Like it's like a sketchbook. It's really cool, right? Okay. I take it home and I'm in love with this book, right? But every time I open this book to read it, I get a paper cut. Every fucking time. Or the day after I read this book, I'm sick as shit. I'm nauseated. I have a headache. I don't sleep. I have bad nightmares, etc. Okay. But I still love the book. Like, I still love the book. I'm not getting rid of it. I love it. It's just a coincidence. I ate something bad, or, you know, I was around somebody that was sick. Don't trust your intuition, your energy about it, because if it's your item, then this thing right here, as soon as it hit your hand, it's yours. It's yours. So your energy, whatever it is that's attached to this item that's causing these problems, it's going to mask itself. If it's actually an entity that's attached to it, it's 100% going to mask its intention from the person that bought it. Now, let's say my daughter brought this book home. It's handwritten backwards and she's obsessed with it, right? But every time she reads it, she starts to get a nosebleed.
I hate when that happens.
Especially, and it gets in the book, okay? Something drops in the book. And she comes and shows it to me, and I'm like, oh, absolutely not. No way, no ma'am, But she refuses to give up the book because it's her book. Like, she loves this book, and she's going to keep reading it, blah, blah, blah. Because whatever it is that's attached to this book, instantly attached to her. So there's a process that has to be gone through to figure something out. And it'll make itself known very, very quickly. If it's something that has a negative entity, a negative energy, etc., attached to it, it'll make itself known. It'll make itself known, usually in the form of injuries and sickness. It's so easy. So everybody says hi, Kay. What?
Where are those stickers? Candles?
They should be in that back corner in a box.
Okay.
And then here's blank ones.
I can't do a goddamn thing with those.
Every one of those candles need a blank one on the bottom.
For what? What do I write on it?
Nothing.
Just a blank sticker?
Yes, just a blank sticker.
Why?
There's instructions when they ordered about what the blank sticker is for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just a blank sticker on the bottom.
Also, my dog's neck feels weird, and we should take him to the vet.
What do you mean his neck feels weird?
It just feels swollen, like down here. It doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't feel like he has a jawbone anymore. It's just like a full like goiter neck.
Okay, I'll look at it here in a minute.
My goiter baby.
No, he's fine.
My baby's little goiter.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's old.
I know he's old.
He's so old.
What, one of these on the bottom of each one, and if you can't find...
There's stickers in there.
Okay. All right.
What are the... It's like, okay, so there's no sticker that goes on top, just one blank sticker on the bottom?
No, there should be Bodhi's Apothecary or Blue Bodhi stickers in there. They should be this size.
Is there anything else you want me to do, or did you just want me to fix the candles?
If you can fix the candles, and then some of the bags already have like the other stuff in them, just not the candle. And then there are some more orders over here if you want to grab them. So I forgot where I was at now. I forgot where I was at. Oh well. But I remember where I was at. This is why people ask all the time, how do I know if I have an energy, bad energy or an entity attached to me? You'll know. You'll know.
I know.
Not only are you going to be getting hurt all the time, waking up with bruises and such, not sleeping, having horrendous days, like you're gonna, it's obvious. It's obvious.
Obviously, I have a demon on me then.
You don't have a demon.
I'm covered in bruises and I haven't slept.
You have your dad's whole side of the family is redneckery.
Okay.
And you've never slept good. So you can't use that excuse.
Your whole side of the family is gay.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to get me in trouble. Go in there.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I love my child. I love my child. Anyway, let's get to some energy readings. Yeah. That does bring up something, though, where she said, well, I haven't slept good in a long time. She's never slept good. She's never, ever slept good. So that's one thing, too. This needs to be something out of the ordinary. Like, from the time that child was born, she has never slept through the night. Ever. Ever. So it's not out of the norm for her to not sleep good or for her sleep schedule to be off. But let's say you have a kid that, Brody's a good example. Brody, from the time he was 2 days old, slept through the night. He, like clockwork, he can go to sleep like somebody turned a light switch up. Like, it's crazy, right? He always sleeps a certain amount and so on. Now, if he starts telling me, Mom, I can't sleep, I'm having nightmares, like stuff like that, that's very out of the ordinary for him, but not for her. Do you see what I'm saying? So then I would start to be wondering. So, all right. Energy reads, yes. Kelly Bridges is first. All right, Kelly. Kelly, you're like super, super bright yellow. Not only super bright yellow, but you have like an interesting, I don't know what just happened. You have a really interesting orangish hue to the edge of it. There we go. I don't know what's... We're just going to do that because I'm about to fucking lose my shit. Okay. So you have this gorgeous, bright yellow, intense energy right now. The orange on the outside of it is interesting because it kind of feathers in a little bit. So yellow, especially of this crazy color, and this is like more like a canary yellow than lemon yellow. So like a bright canary yellow. So I would bet right now you feel like you're always on the verge of something. You feel like so much overwhelming shit is happening. You can't get your energy to like calm down. The orange coming in the side. Orange is not only a communicative color, but it's a very like outside the box color. Yellow is very intense. It's very happy. It's very on point focus. Okay. So those two together, here's my advice. I said you feel like you're on the verge of something and you don't know what. I would agree. I would agree with that. You are. Not only are you on the verge of something and I think that your energy is going to get more intense over the next few days. I think it'll calm down a little bit middle of next week. I would not be surprised if for the blood moon, it's intense again. You are on the verge of leveling up. And so what comes with that is the bad side of yellow is that you can tend to overlook other things that don't have to do with you, that don't have to do with what you're dealing with right now, right? So let's say like at work, you have to get this report out and you're focused on this report and you don't even pay attention to the fire alarms going off, like that kind of horse blinder focus, okay? So be really careful that you're not overlooking everything else around you right now. But I 100% would say, Kelly, that yes, you are on the verge of something. You are on the verge of a level up. To kind of know where this level up is coming from, this evening, tomorrow, whatever, when you can kind of sit and relax. Not when you're laying down because you'll go to sleep when you do this, but just when you can sit and relax. Just kind of do like a self-assessment of your gifts and abilities, okay? So has your intuition been crazy on point? Has your empathy been so bad you can't be around people? Has your ears been ringing? You know what I mean? Like look and see, you know what I'm saying? What parts of you have been heightened? Because that right there that will tell you where you're fixing to level up. So let's just say your empathy has been through the roof. You don't want to be around people. That would tell me that either your claircognizance is fixing to perk up, or your clairvoyance is fixing to perk up, because you're getting so in tune with the energy around you to be able to pull in those visions. Okay. So with having super bright, crazy yellow energy like that, you're also going to get on people's nerves. I'm just letting you know. It means that you have more energy than you know what to do with right now. And it's going to drive people nuts. It's going to drive you nuts. It's going to drive other people nuts. So people are only going to want to hang out in like short doses. You're only going to want to be around yourself in short doses. So find something you can do that helps you channel that energy. If you have a bigger piece of quartz, you can actually kind of load some of that energy into there, because once you are through this level up, you're going to feel like the bottom just dropped out of it. So you can put that into jewelry or crystals or something like that you don't wear or use very often, and just kind of store it. And I know people are like, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? Like this. Let me show you. You literally take your thing and you can just sit and fucking hold it. You're going to feel like a weirdo when you're doing it. You don't have to be a Reiki master. You don't have to be someone that's really well versed in energy to store your own energy in your pieces of jewelry. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's say that this is a bracelet that I don't wear very often and my energy is through the roof. Like this is jade. So of course we want to load it up. So, just sit, kind of put some shit in there, set it to the side. It'll help you calm down. Just hold it for a little bit. The longer, the better, to be honest. Okay. Or if you have a pendant you don't wear very much, wear it all day. Let it soak that in. Just kind of hold it, touch it a little bit. Do you see what I'm saying? So Kelly, 100%, I would say that you are on the verge of a big, big level up. And the problem with that is you're going to feel disconnected from everybody when it happens. But I also feel like it's something you've been asking for and working toward. So, yeah. All right. Miss Lesa G. I'm going to try not to read the comments too much, because I get sidetracked. Because I get sidetracked with the comments. But I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. I'll probably have to take a break every 5 or 6 or so and just kind of catch up, read the comments or something. Mods, if there's something that somebody says that I need to know like immediately, let me know. I've got the chat up behind back here. All right, Lesa G, you ready? Let me close that out. Brody's sending me these gorgeous pictures of where they're at. Lesa, yours is energy. Of course it is, dumbass. Yours is interesting. The very first color I got from you was like this deep, like slate gray, and then there's a chocolate brown with it. At first, the gray was on the left and the chocolate brown was on the right, and then they've kind of done this, and now they're kind of feathering together, because it was straight lines, and now they're kind of feathering together. So gray is sophistication. Gray is neutrality. Gray is elegance. It's really interesting. I also know where you work, so I know that there's probably a lot of gray around you. But this is more the sophistication. I mentioned it first because you're in the middle of a big cleanup. You're in the middle of a revamp of something with you personally. Brown is grounding, especially that gorgeous like Hershey's chocolate color brown. It's very grounding. It's very earthy. It's very in tune with everything around you. So I'm going to completely encourage you, whatever this cleanup is that you're going through, it's on point. It's on point. Something big shift wise is going to be coming your way. I want to go back to the gray for a minute where I said the sophistication aspect, because as I'm talking and I'm like, as I'm wording through the wordy words, this has to do with you on your, I don't want to say on your spiritual path, because this is just your spirit. We all go through phases as we're learning, as we're practicing, as we're going along, where, you might chug along on the same level, gifts, abilities, knowledge, etc. for years, and then suddenly have this crazy level up. Or you may be one of all of the lucky people that is like, level up, level up, level, like you don't ever get a break to breathe. It's like level up, level up, level up. But when this happens, we go through a shift, and I'm going to give you guys permission for this, okay? It's okay to become like a crystal snob or an herb snob or a jewelry snob or whatever, because there's going to come a time when, yes, you're going to still love the crystal bracelets like this, right? You're going to still love them. You're going to still wear them, etc. But you're going to look around and you're going to go, I have like 30 like this. I have 30 of them. I want different shapes. I want odd stones that you can't find anywhere. I want like crazy, weird pieces like that. You start to level up your tastes in spiritual stuff. And that's what I'm talking about with this sophistication, Lesa. You're going through this big shift. When we go through a shift, Sass and I talked about this earlier too. When you go through a shift, sometimes you can out-level your crystals. You can out-level your protections, your warding, they're still working. Don't think that they're not, okay? Let's say that you have an obsidian bracelet. Here we go. Let's say you have an obsidian bracelet and you wear it all the time. It's super in tune with your energy. It works fantastic, right? But suddenly you feel like it's not working. It's not that the crystal stopped working. It's that you have leveled up. And so this is still working, but now you need to pair a more intense stone with it, not just obsidian. Do you see what I'm saying? That was the best way I could describe it. But when we start to level up ourself, we start to get more sophisticated in the things that we use, the things that we want, etc. And that's exactly where you're at, Lesa. I saw somebody mention Moldavite. Yes, and that is a perfect example of it. You can get too attuned to the pieces that you have. You can get too attuned to tektites as well. I have a bracelet with like 10 tektites on it. I have a necklace with a ton of them. I have rings, and I can wear all of them at the same time and be fine because I've done it for way too long. But somebody else can get around me and be like, oh God, like I can't even like touch you. Like what the fuck? As you level up, Lesa, and so I know sometimes when I say somebody's aura is brown or gray or whatever, they're like, oh, what does that mean? I'm full of shit. Like, I've heard that joke so many times. No, every color has a good and a bad meaning. So the fact that I see this gorgeous, and it's a rich slate gray, it's not just a single shade. It's like marble, you know what I mean? Where it has all those deep grays in it. Your sophistication level with your practice is way beyond where it was. And I don't think that you've given yourself enough credit, Miss Lesa and the Cult Jam. I'm just saying, I don't think you've given yourself enough credit for, yeah, just saying. Okay. You are grounded. That gorgeous, rich brown, you are way more grounded than you give yourself credit for as well. So allow yourself to go through this sophistication process. Allow yourself to look at, more unique stones that maybe you've never looked at before, and so on and so forth. So I love that I just saw her say sounds right on. But yeah, you're way better off than you're giving yourself credit for. You've just leveled up beyond the normal obsidian, tiger's eye, quartz, and yeah. And not just crystals, like everything. Okay. My mods are talking about grilled cheese, and I don't like you guys right now. That sounds fantastic. Christine, you're not my friend right now. You're not my friend right now. Right? Now I want grilled cheese. Now I want grilled cheese. I don't even have bread in my house, and now I want grilled cheese. Okay, all right. Focus, bitch. All right, Terry L, are you ready? By the way, for those of you guys, I just pushed my nose ring too far. For those of you guys that watch Resident Alien, I just finished the last episode of the 3rd season, and I'm angry. I'm angry. I want to go fight something. I'm not happy. I'm so glad that they're coming out with another season. I'm not going to give you spoilers. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. All right, Terry. Ooh, why do you feel duplicated? All right, when I tuned into your energy, you know how when you walk into like a funhouse house of mirrors and you see like you can stand in one place and there's like you all the way around you. It's kind of like that, but there's just two, and they're like this, and there's actually an opening in between. So let's talk about that for a minute before we talk about color, because that tells me that you're trying to split your energy so much between two situations that it's actually causing us an actual like hard, there's air in between this stuff split. So instead of just, being able to be like this, now it's like this. This is a timeout stop moment. Okay, Terry, timeout stop. Because the fact that this is pulling you like this, like I could walk through there. This is why you're not sleeping. This is why your anxiety is through the roof. This is why you're having issues being able to connect with divination tools, with spirit, with everything. It's why you're not remembering your dreams. Like, this is why you feel discombobulated. This is also why you feel like you're kind of out in this bubble over here and everybody else is over here and they can't see you. The easiest way, and it really is this easy, okay, the easiest way to stop that is literally to have a day of no communication with all of this shit. And I know that's sometimes easier said than done. But tomorrow's Saturday. It's a weekend. I don't know if you have a day off or whatever, but you need to have a day where at least 9 hours, okay? At least 9 to 10 hours. Where if somebody texts you about this situation, do not answer. And that sucks, because this part of you that's gotten used to answering immediately is going to want to do that. So you have to have a lot of self-control with it. Or maybe somebody messaged about this side of the situation, don't answer it. And if you're worried that if you answer their phone call and they're going to start talking about it, don't answer their phone call. Just text them and be like, hey, like, I'm really busy. Is it okay if I call you later? Like, acknowledge that so they don't think you're ignoring them. But you have to have a break. You have to have a disconnect from it. You don't have to go anywhere, but you need to not talk about it, not discuss it with anybody, not listen to anybody talk about these two situations. Because like I said, it has literally pulled you like this, and it's pulling it further and further and further. And that's no, absolutely not. So you need to take a break and be able to push this back together, okay? After you take this break over the few days afterwards, I would start to make this a practice and start to push this back together. Okay. Cause it's not going to just immediately come back together. That first disconnect, let's say they're out here, it might do this. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel so much better. And the more you do this mindful disassociation from it, the easier it's going to be. And that way, when you feel like you're this again, you can deal with the situation better. Energy can get you discombobulated so much that you can't focus. And it's not on purpose. It's just energy is overwhelming. Like, it can be completely overwhelming. Color wise, you're this really kind of deep royally blue color. But it fades at the end. Like fade to black kind of. It fades at the end. It's not black. Don't freak out. Black's not a bad color anyway, but it fades at the end. So that sharp line that used to be around it is no longer there. It just fades. Deep royal blue like that is very, very protective. This is also very loyal. So you feel like if you don't answer this side or that side, or you don't answer and deal with the situation, that you're not protecting the people in the situation. So just you need to step back. You need to step back from this. And what's bad is, I don't know why I keep feeling like it's this side of the situation. There is a lady, an older lady on this side of the situation over here, that she is not going to let it go. And she's going to be really upset when you don't want to talk about it. Like, this is her whole life. And to be honest, I would say that she does this a lot to you, and this is like an energy sucking thing. So you're the only one that now will continue to talk to her and let her siphon energy from it. People do this. People do this a lot. They do it a lot. So just pay attention. Just pay attention and kind of distance yourself from those kind of people, okay? But Terry, you're this really gorgeous royal blue, but it's like I said, you've got to get that inner peace back. I think that you're normally a protector, and you're normally like, you care about everybody else and you want to make sure everybody's happy, but it can get too much. And when a blue gets too dark like that, you've got to kind of lower the color a little bit. Okay? If that makes sense. Paige is next. My nose is if somebody's talking about me. You didn't hear me break that. I just broke a big piece of quartz. Paige, yours is a really interesting silver, but it looks like, you know, when you see like old silver in an antique shop and it's got that gorgeous kind of patina to it, that's what it looks like. So that tells me that yesterday, and today too, this new moon energy it beat the shit out of you. What's up with your jaw? Because I keep wanting to pull my jaw backwards. What's up with your jaw? There's like, yeah, this new moon beat the shit out of you. Okay. So here's the thing about that. Like silver is, it's like the divine feminine, it's the moon, okay. Like I have my keyboard out of the way right here, and I have it propped against some other stuff, and I did just move something out from under it, but like my whole keyboard, like just, I don't know. All that just shifted. I don't know if you guys heard that. Like you can see my hands. You can see my hands up here. All right then. So Paige, it's a really beautiful silver. It's really, really beautiful silver. So here's what sucks about it though. This new moon energy it's still going to last until probably tomorrow. Like you're still going to feel the effects of it until probably 10 or 11 in the morning. If you can, tomorrow you need a reset day. You need a day of, comfy clothes, couch, movies or something to get your brain completely off of it. Because whatever this turmoil is, whatever this energy is that's been going on with this new moon, it has just run you through the ringer, like completely through the taffy puller. Like that's just, it's too much. Thanks, mods. I appreciate that one. The other thing I would say is this. Be around people over the weekend that help you ground. Okay? That help you kind of ground and get your feet back in touch. I don't know if it's still cold outside or snowy outside up there or whatever, but if you can, be around plants, be around trees, be around dirt, be around just outside. Even if that means just putting up something on YouTube that's a forest or, something like that. But lots of green will help balance you out. lots of green. Every shade of green will help balance you out this weekend. But yeah, you just need a chillax day. If you have some full moon water that's safe to drink, I would drink a little bit of it, because that will also help to kind of do this and balance that out. But lots of greens this weekend, lots of earthy things this weekend. Full moon water will help tremendously, and that way it'll help you kind of balance back out from this intense new moon aspect. But I mean, it's a really pretty silver. Just tells me that you've been to the taffy puller this weekend, or this week, the last couple of days. All right, Miss Eunice. So before I read from Miss Eunice, I'm gonna say this, okay? There, y'all that have watched me for a very long time, you know that there are a few rules in here. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about other creators, and just don't be a dick, right? And now there's a fourth one, and that is do not co-read. I had to put that rule in place a long time ago in like 2022, and I'm having to put it back in place now. So if you co-read, like if this is your read, what's up, Eric? I haven't seen you in forever. How the fuck are? Okay, I'm sorry. How the fuck are you? If it's your read, let's say I just read for Paige, right? And Paige is answering, back and forth. That's one thing. But if you come in here and you're trying to co-read, my mods are instantly going to mute you. And that is a me rule. And if you have a problem with it, then we can chit chat. But if you want to come in and co-read, then you can see yourself somewhere else. Because that tells me that you think that I'm dumb and that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't take that very lightly. Every Capricorn part of me gets triggered when that happens, because I do know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm talking about. There's a reason that I have a slew of celebrity clients. Like, there's a reason that I've read for tens of thousands of people around the world. Like, there's a reason. There's a reason. I know what I'm doing. I don't need help with this. I appreciate it. But what that tells me also is that you're trying to bank off of me. You're trying to ride my coattails. You're trying to be like, oh, well, I help with this. No, you don't. No, you don't. So if my mods catch you co-reading, they will screenshot your comments. They will screenshot your account. They will mute you. And then they will send me the screenshots. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. Miss Eunice, are you ready? I've missed you too, Eric. How have you been? All right. Miss Eunice. Ooh, don't look at me yawn. What the heck, Eunice? What the heck, Eunice? Girl, you are heavy. What the hell? Okay, first of all, as soon as I kind of pulled that in, like, I felt like this, right? I felt like this is heavy. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good, Eric. You're really heavy. I don't know if you're on the back end of an illness, because I don't want to speak into existence that you have something going on. But it's like, when you're sick and you're getting over it and you still kind of feel a little foggy, but better at the same time. Like, that's how I feel. That's the energy. If that makes sense. Girl, your energy is also like plaid. What the fuck? It's really cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's green and blue. It's green and blue plaid. And it's like a bright blue, like a really like bright blue, right? And then the bright emerald green, like checkered plaid. It's so funny. That's the other reason that I kind of think that either you're coming out of getting sick or something's going on, because okay, I'm talking about the blue part first, because what I love about the blue part is that you're actually in a really good place right now. You're in a really good place right now. So seeing a bright sky blue color like that, that's just I mean, think about it. When you see the blue sky overhead, how do you feel? You just feel content. There we go. That's a good word. Content. You're happy, but you're not like pissing everybody off super happy. You're not really sad. You're not, you're just like content. Like every breath is good. Like you're just level. You're just good, you know? I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for that. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for that. The other thing too with this green, aside from the healing aspect of it, that's very analytical. So I don't know what it is that you're setting your mind to do right now. This is like you're in the planning stage of something, aren't you? I'm like doing this and I don't know why. Like I'm like, Eunice is planning some shit. She's like, Eunice is planning some shit. You're in planning mode. I can feel the excitement too when I do this, like I'm ready to plan and do something. Like I can feel the excitement in here. Whatever this planning is that you're doing, dude, spend the weekend doing that. Spend the weekend doing that, because not only is that helping you with this kind of content, inner peace aspect, but it's also helping you kind of heal as well. I have a feeling there's also a chronic thing, right? Why am I doing this across here? I don't know if this is stomach related or what. There's also a chronic illness there. And you don't have to put it in the chat, okay? But there's also something chronic there that that's been getting a little better too recently, yes? COPD. Okay, so is it the bottom of the lungs then? Because I specifically felt like right here. That's kind of been getting a little better too, yes? Like you haven't stressed about it as much. I guess I should say it that way. You haven't stressed about it as much. Dude, spend the weekend planning. Spend the weekend making big ass plans, planning little tiny details. Like spend the weekend just enjoying that. Cause whatever this is that you're planning, like I can't grin enough. I don't want to look like a weirdo, but whatever this is that you're planning, it's helping you tremendously. It's helping you heal. It's helping you be content and peaceful. Dude, absolutely. Like tell everybody to fuck off and just enjoy planning. One of my favorite things when I was a kid, when I was in third grade, I had this really cool third grade teacher, and we did this project. She was teaching us about budgets, okay? Because when you're in third grade, you don't care about a budget. Like, you don't have money anyway. So, like, or, you know, your mom gave you $1 for lunch or $2 for lunch. I mean, back then that was a lot of money, okay? Because we're talking like the mid-'80s. But now, not so much. I won't even buy you a pop out of the machine. So, she did this thing where our assignment was to bring in a catalog from home, like the big, thick JC Penney catalogs or stuff that had like everything in it, like furniture and clothes and stuff, right? And then we got to spend like an hour just in little groups going through these catalogs and picking out everything we wanted, right? I fucking love the trash panda. Picking out everything we wanted. Right? We had to outfit our house and we had to get clothes and shoes. And so she said, now here's the thing. Now that you have this list of this amazing stuff that you want, here's your budget. And so she gave us a limit. I want to say it was like $2,000, which was a crazy amount back then, right? But when we as kids saw that that $2,000 wasn't going to buy everything on our list, first, it breaks your heart, and second, you had to go back through and decide what was actually important. I think that right there was more of an impact on me learning to budget as a person than anything else was. But my point in going off that tangent, Eunice, is think big, plan big this weekend. All of your dream stuff, you know, like your dream house or car or place or whatever. Dream big, big, big all weekend. And then go from there. You know what? This weekend is just for big, massive dreams. Monday is for reality. Monday is for reality, Eunice. But all weekend, dude, get out those catalogs and look at all of the amazing shit that you want. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Tisha, you ready? Oh, you're bright bubblegum pink. You're like bright bubblegum pink, but you have this gorgeous, it's like a fuchsia color around the edge. Oh, you just did a big return to sender. Okay, because I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing wanting this circle to spin counterclockwise? Not only did you do a return to sender, but you're starting to see some people around you get their karma, and it's making you a little deliriously happy, and I love it. I'm here for it. Like, I think this is great. Here's the thing, Tisha. Let's talk about that first, and then we're gonna talk about pink and fuchsia. Sit back with your popcorn, but make sure that you're behind like a wall, because there is something with this situation, whoever it is that's getting karma stuff, that's going to explode, and you don't want it to hit you. Does that make sense? What you need? Okay, sweetie, thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you fill that back up with water for me?
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, have yourself a nice little safety shield, you know, like a cute little plexiglass wall. Then just sit back there with your popcorn. You know what I mean? Get the recliner, drag it behind the wall, like sit there with your popcorn and your I Spy glasses and just watch. But you definitely need a barrier up, because, yeah, something with that situation. It's almost like somebody is baking the quiche too much, and it's gonna explode everywhere. Like that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so let's talk about pink. What I love about this bright ass bubblegum pink, you're in a phase right now, and I said it that way on purpose. Oh, I love that one. Thank you, Miss Eunice. You're in a phase right now where you are happy to negotiate. You are happy for people around you to be happy. Like, you, even people that you dislike, you're happy to just let them be over there. Thank you, sugar. I appreciate it.
I got it covered in water.
I see that. That's okay. Thank you.
I love it.
I love you.
I love you.
You would be a great negotiator right now. Let me say that. You could negotiate anything right now. You seeing people starting to get their karma, and you seeing how life is working out in the way it should in a lot of ways, is put you in a very, very, I keep wanting to do this and I don't know why. It's put you in a fantastic place where your ability to negotiate things right now is fucking epic. This is a good time for you to be making goals and asking the universe for shit and saying, hey, you know what? Like, I really want this. Like, this is mine. I have this. It's coming my way, and I'm willing to let this go. Like, here's all the things I'm willing to let go. You take all of this shit over here. I just want this one thing. Like, I'm serious. Right now is the time you, energy-wise, your manifestations are going to do a lot of good. They're going to do like a lot of good. You're really optimistic and open about, okay, like all this shit over here is shit. And, I don't want it anymore. So you can have it, 'cause I want this. So dude, this is the time. Okay. 100%. That fuchsia on the outside too tells me that you're not going to take anybody's shit though. If you're wanting to, negotiate with the universe, with setting up some manifestations and some goals and so on, you also are not going to take anybody's shit. Like, you will happily throat punch anybody that wants to stand in your way of these goals right now. And love, I'm here for it. I am all the way here for it. Just saying, all the way here for it. So, get your wall out, get all the good popcorn, start having conversation with the universe about, this is mine, it's coming my way, and you can have all that bullshit. And 100% queen energy. 100%. I'm here for it, Tisha. All right. Mary M, you ready? Oh, Miss Mary is gorgeous, gorgeous purple. Okay. It's so funny. It's like this velvety, dark, like deep royal purple, but it's also got like a swatch of lavender in it like this. Oh, okay. You just had this moment. I hate these moments, okay? The first time I had a moment like this, I was so proud of myself, and then I was like, oh. You just had a moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm adulting. I'm doing the adult thing. I'm actually fucking adulting. I'm an adult. Like, you just, like, you had this moment of, like, just feeling the badassery that you are. And at the same time, what the fuck, phone? At the same time, you have this, like, little jolt of nostalgia as well. Because you're thinking back to when you were a kid, and, you know, you always thought that if you just had a car, you'd be an adult. Or if you just had an apartment, you'd be an adult. But now you have this gorgeous house or whatever. So even though you've had this, like, really cool, I am a badass kind of moment lately, you have a lot of this nostalgia that's coming in as well. Just remembering things as a kid and so on. So here's what I'm going to say. A, don't let go of either one of those things, because that deep, rich, purple badassery aspect that you are, you want to hold on to that and keep that going. The nostalgia thing is just enough to keep you grounded and not, you know, let the red queen head get way too big and all that shit. But this is a fantastic time to do inner child work, because you feel like an adult. You're doing the adult things. Even if you're broke as fuck, you're doing the adult things. But that nostalgia is allowing you to remember a lot of things from when you were a kid. So think about some of the things that maybe you didn't get to do as a kid, or places you didn't get to go, or something like that. And here's the thing. Even if you don't have the time, the energy, or the money to take off on a trip somewhere, I guarantee you that there's a virtual tour of some place that you've been dying to see. So take yourself some virtual tours. Buy some toys, buy some Play-Doh, buy yourself a doll, like whatever. But look at the things that your inner child wants to do. Finger paint. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Okay? Does that make sense, Mary? Oh, that was a big yawn right there. Eunice made me yawn when I was channeling her energy, but that was a big old yawn. Good. I'm glad that it makes sense. So one of the things too, if I'm reading for you tonight and I give you a color, I mean, I will give you a color because that's part of it. But when I tell you kind of what color your aura is, you're going to notice that you're gravitating toward that color a lot recently. You're also probably going to notice that it's going to show up a lot over the next few days for you. And it could be just because now it's on your radar to look for lavender and purple or whatever. But pay attention to that. Okay? Pay attention to that. All right. Joy S, you ready? I had a tangle in my hair. Like it. Thank you guys so much for all gifts and the roses, and I really want to stop and say thank you, but I know if somebody is really talking about me because my nose is itching like a motherfucker. If I stop, then I'm going to lose what I was saying. So don't think I'm not seeing them, and don't think I'm not appreciating. Don't think I'm not appreciating. What the fuck? Stop. Okay. Joy. Oof. You're like a rainbow shifting back and forth between all these different things. Okay, so let's talk about that. Because I got like green, and then like this gorgeous like gold, and then brown, and then red, and then blue, and it just was like this all over and over and over and over. Breathe. Breathe. Okay? Take a deep breath and just breathe for a minute. I want to say that I am going to say that you're overwhelmed. You have so much going on. You're overwhelmed right now. But I think that you're probably a lot like me and a lot like other people that are here that are going to identify when I say this. You're happy when you're overwhelmed. If you're not overwhelmed, then you feel like something is wrong. You don't have 9 irons in the fire. You only have like 1. And so I do understand that completely. But here's the thing. You're going to have to kind of take a step back and breathe, because that's a lot. That's so many different colors. Like there was a light green, which tells me that health-wise, you haven't been feeling up to par lately. And so when you don't feel up to par, then you're not as analytical as you normally are, because I feel like you're very, very emerald green color. But the gold, you're also having to be like the masculine aspect of a lot of situations. You're having to be the lead and so on. To the point that it's like burning you out. The red it's like a maroon, almost maroon, but not quite. So you're just going so much that you're burning the candle at both ends. The other thing too is it just kept rotating those 3. There's a little bit of blue in there, but the blue is like really deep navy blue. Honey, you're trying to do too much. You are trying to do way, way, way too much. And so, like, I feel like I can't even talk fast enough. I can't even talk fast enough. You just need to take a step back, Joy. Just breathe. I mean, literally breathe and then dive back in. You know what I mean? Breathe, get a snackage, maybe take a little tiny nap, and then dive back in. But for some reason, I feel like I just feel like I keep needing to tell you to breathe. Like big old deep breath like that. Don't take on anything new right now. Don't say yes to any other projects. Don't say yes to people being in your space. Like, you definitely need kind of a buffer between you and the world right now. Smoky quartz would be a good one for you to have on you, because it's kind of like a dialysis machine. Smoky quartz would be really good. Fluorite would also be another really good one for you, because it'll help you focus. But yeah, I'm not going to say don't be overwhelmed, because I think that you work best when you're overwhelmed. But yeah, take a step back. Take a step back and breathe, or you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Does that make sense, Joy? I saw Kelly ask about her reads, that she missed a read. Yes, I will. So usually when I get done with a live, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes before TikTok has it up, and then I can download it. And sometimes that can take up to like 20 or 30 minutes. So it will probably be in the morning before it's actually up on YouTube. So, but yes, I will make sure I get it up there. Okay. All right, Brett is next. Let me go ahead and refresh my list. Maybe. Yes. Okay. Oh, wow, my list is sold out. Holy shit. Okay. There we go. Brett next. You are so welcome, Kelly, honey. You know those Neapolitan candies that are like brown, white, and pink? Your energy is like that, but it's pink, yellow, red. It's like pink, yellow, red. Like very matter of fact. It's so funny. Like boop, boop, boop. So let's talk about the pink. I'm going to say in a phase right now where you're happy to be the peacemaker in a lot of situations. But I'm going to say be careful with that, because a lot of people around you are figuring out that you're the peacemaker. And the problem is that they're going to start bringing more problems to you because they figure that you've got the answer. You can help them out or whatever. And that needs to not be a thing, because that'll get overwhelming really, really quickly. Trust me, I know. So I'm all about it. Like, I think it's great. Being a peacemaker is great. The other aspect of the pink that I want to put on your radar is a lot of times when somebody is in a really pink energy phase, and yours is Barbie pink, we'll just say it that way, kind of. Well, no, it's a little darker than that. I would say it's borderline magenta. It's like between Barbie and magenta. It's borderline magenta. Okay. So when someone's in a pink energy phase, this means that they're also like freely giving out energy to other people. Okay. The problem with that is people that are narcissistic or manipulative are going to like siphon onto that as much as they can. So pay really close attention to the people that are around you. That maybe it's like an acquaintance, right? You see each other when you're out and about, you know, or you run in the same circles or whatever, but it's not ever somebody that they text you every day or, you know, shit like that. But suddenly they're all up in your business. They want to text you every day. They want your opinion on all this stuff. Like they just keep on asking all this shit. So they're siphoning your energy. Okay, they're taking advantage of that pink energy. Don't lose the pink energy, but maybe put like a little wall around it. Like, absolutely not. No. But that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I think that you understood that exactly, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about when I said that suddenly they're wanting to talk to you all the time. Let's talk about the yellow, because the yellow is that gorgeous, bright canary yellow aspect. You, and I think we've actually talked about this in a couple of reads, you have an idea that you're working on, and you're in like an interesting planning phase where it's always in your head, but you're not actively sitting thinking about it, planning every second of the day, but it's always right here. You've been doing a lot of research, you've been doing a lot of studying, you've been doing a lot of reading, you've been doing a lot of paying attention to everything, but research, like you can't get enough research about this stuff. And every time you find a new aspect that you hadn't seen before or known before, it like blows your mind and it makes the idea bigger and bigger and bigger. Be careful that this idea doesn't get so big that it crushes you, that it overwhelms you, because this is a big idea to begin with. So I just make sure that it doesn't get to the point where it crushes you. I hope that makes sense. Now let's talk about the red, because this is like fucking fire engine, bright red. You have become a beacon for something, and to be honest, you've become a beacon for a deity. And let me just say, Scarly or Christine or somebody, I just sent a message in the chat. Can you send that name to Brett? I don't feel like this is something that everybody needs to know. So I'm going to have the girls just send you this. You have a deity that has come thundering in. And this is I know what you do for a living and so on. So this is a very interesting deity, and it can be a very life-changing deity. I don't know if Brett's here or not. I haven't seen Brett pop up. But if you'll just text, like message that to him and let him know that's the one that just came through in his reading in a very big way. And let me say this to Brett when you're listening to this later or whatever. This deity and I don't get along. So for him to come through and say, hi, like you need to let this person know, that was interesting. We haven't spoken in years. Because of things and stuff. He's kind of a dick. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah. All right then. We're gonna have that kind of night. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Fucking yay. Okay then. But also, let me say, for a deity to come through that is not somebody that I'm speaking terms with, that has to be something very, very important. Like that's very, very important for that particular deity to be like, hey, I really need you to tell this person this, because I've obviously been coming in and they're not paying attention. So yeah. So I used to do a lot of deity readings. Before I get to Sierra's, I'll just say this. I used to do a lot of deity readings. And I had a very, very hard, interesting experience with a couple of them. I'm happy to channel them. I'm happy to let you know who it is. Like, I'm happy to do all of that. But after that, I was kind of like, nope. I'm on at least casual speaking terms with the vast majority of them that have ever come through. And even if it's a new deity that I'm not familiar with, I think because I've channeled for so long and so on, it's easier for me. And I feel like I'm crazy as fuck saying this. It's easier for me to do that. But there's a couple of them that like, this is one of them. We're not on good speaking terms. The other one is Set. I don't fuck with Set. Some of y'all may want to work with that deity, and I'm just going to advise you to be very, very careful before you do. But yeah, Set's not a deity that I've known a couple people that work with him, not somebody that I would work with, but they can cause some very radical changes in your life. So thank you, Christine. All right, Sierra. Message delivered. Thank you. Appreciate it. Seriously, you can leave. All right, they're going to hang out. It's great. It's fun. Fantastic. This particular deity, I'm just going to go ahead and say a little bit. This particular deity, I was doing a reading for a young lady across from me. And this is when I used to do a lot of in-person readings. I took up the entire table, like, we have a chat later. Okay. This particular deity had come in and was like, you talk about me first. No. That's the one thing you don't ever tell a Capricorn. You do this right now. Like, a Capricorn is going to be like, eh, watch me never do it. So I made this deity wait till last because we were talking about spirit guides. It was a spirit guide reading. And this particular deity was like, I go first. No, you don't. You don't, though. And so when I got to the last aspect of this, where I was like, all right, now we can talk about this deity, I felt like my entire stomach got picked up, pulled through the top of my head, and then slammed on the floor. And I can't even, okay, every single one of you guys has ridden a roller coaster. You felt like your stomach has come up here, you know. I can't even explain to you how dizzy and almost violently sick I got. Like, I had somebody that was sitting next to me over here, that like one of my good friends, right? Who I was teaching them how to do these kind of readings or whatever. And like, she even grabbed my arm. She's like, are you okay? And I was like, it's so-and-so. It's so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And the girl across from me was like, oh my God, like, how did I not see this? And she was like, it's been everywhere. And it's even, you know, like that particular deity had been coming out, like movies would randomly start on her TV and shit like this. And so I politely excused myself and immediately went to the bathroom because I thought I was going to throw up or pass out. It was that rough because I made this particular deity wait. Don't regret my decision. Would do it again in a heartbeat because of this shit right here, right now. But I work with two like upper pantheon deities, and I have since I was a kid. And it was just interesting. I feel crazy as fuck saying all this, but let's just say it was just an interesting afternoon in the shop after that. But that was in June of 2021, and I've not dealt with or spoken to this deity since. So, yeah. All right. Here we go. Sierra. You are actually kind of a color that I'm not super familiar with. I can't remember what the meaning of it is. You're this really gorgeous periwinkle blue color. Like, you look like you look like a cute little fairy. You look like a cute little fairy. What you been having happen around you lately? Are you missing shit? Are you missing shit? I feel like you're missing shit. You're this gorgeous periwinkle blue color, but it's also got like a little bit of actual pearl white, and there's a little tiny bit of like it's not really gold, platinum. There we go. This gorgeous, gorgeous little pearl color and a platinum. Man, you are just a magical shit right now, Sierra. Dude. Sierra, this is like all three of these colors together. This is crazy magical shit. I don't know what level you just hit or what book you just got or what crystal. I don't know what happened, but you're like on fire right now with your little magical self. And like, thank you for that. The evil part of me wants to say, if you had some hexes to do, like, this is the time to do it. But the practical part of me, the Capricorn part of me, is going to say, this is 100% the time for you to be channeling this into where you're going, into something good, into something fantastic, into something bigger than you. So channel part of it into like your goals, your manifestations, like where you're going this year. And the other part of it, dude, like, you do a honey jar for the fucking world. Like, do a candy jar for the whole fucking world, please, because you really are in tune, in touch with fucking everything right now. Now, at first when I said this is like fairy energy and so on, I was like, have you been having stuff missing? I don't think that you should be worried about that, okay? Because a lot of times people get a little freaked out. I don't think you should be worried about it. In fact, to be honest, if you don't know a lot about the Fae, this is a good time to learn. This is a good time to learn, to read about like fairies, not the whole Fae itself, just fairies, because you have a really, really interesting energy that is all about that right now. One in particular, a very inquisitive one in particular. I don't think they've actually been taking your stuff. I think they've just been moving it. But if you haven't delved down the fairy realm yet, I would. Be very cautious. This is just for everybody, okay? Be very cautious when working with the Fae. I'm not saying don't. Just be cautious. They're worse than genies. They're worse than genies. But they do love shiny shit, and they do love sweets. They do love candy. They love cupcakes. They love things like that. So, I mean, and you don't have to make fairy houses or anything like that. Just get some pretty plants for your porch or your balcony or your yard or whatever. But have them like a little designated space. If you're considering working with the Fae, have them a dedicated space in your yard or on your balcony or whatever. And, like this little area, this corner or whatever, this is yours. I'll happily, I'll leave you some goodies and stuff like that. They love shiny shit. They love shiny shit and they love candy. So, and to be honest, like I'm very neutral when it comes to the Fae. There are obviously some really bad experiences and some really bad ones. And then there are some awesome ones that are happy to, like, they just want to make a deal. You know what I mean? Like, you help me, I help you. You get something, I get something. Like they get something first and then you get something. But just be cautious, right? Because if you make a deal with them, like, you can't get out of that deal, right? You can't get out of that deal unless they want you to get out of that deal. But you have, all that being said, there are some very good things when it comes to working with the Fae. So if you haven't delved down that rabbit hole, I would. 100%. But girl, your energy is just gorgeous as shit. Like, it's just magical. It's even shimmery. I don't know. I know that when I looked down and you said that you've just been on par with your practices and stuff. I think it's a little beyond that. I can't explain it, but it's really, really gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. I'm not recommending go out and work with them, but I am recommending learning about them and making a spot for them. Sometimes Just being like, hey, I'm going to leave you a piece of candy here or a shiny little trinket that's all yours or whatever. I don't want anything. I don't want to make a deal. I just, you know what I mean? Like, good. Okay, that's what it is. Sometimes just knowing that they have a safe space right there where they can go, I mean, they'll protect your shit. Just saying. No deal needed. If they know that there's a tree in your yard, that's their tree and they're always safe there. If they know that, you know, you have this whole flower bed back here that's just fae attracting flowers and so on, and they're always safe there, they'll protect that area. They'll protect that area. Okay? All right, Miss Monica, you are next. I was eating boba earlier and my sugar got a little high, and now I feel like maybe it's doing a downward thing. Yeah. You are so welcome. Dude, your energy is just gorgeous this evening. I'm just saying. Absolutely gorgeous. Like 1980s non-Lisa Frank fantasy fairy. Does that make sense? Like that periwinkle, pearl, golden. Yeah, that kind of color. All right, Miss Monica. Why are you so dark blue? Okay. What are you worried about? You wore a periwinkle. Wait, what? You wore a periwinkle shirt and pearl necklace today? Oh my God, I love that. All right. Miss Monica, you are like this super dark blue-gray color. Like a navy blue and a gray to get, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but that's the color of worry. To me, that signifies you are overly worried about something. So when I said, what is it you're worried about? I didn't mean to like put that in the chat or anything, but this is a really intense worry. So I don't know if your anxiety has been through the roof, if your, I think that's exactly what it is. Your anxiety is through the roof, isn't it? Are you really sensitive to solar shit? Because a lot of times when we get on a spiritual path, your energy expands, and then you get more open to frequencies, to energy. The sun has been fucking insane the last few days. Well, the last couple of weeks, it's been insane, but really bad the last few days. I know that I keep getting like, you know, the notifications on my phone of like solar radiation, solar storm, sunspot, like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm done, stop. But this has also, it's had my anxiety through the roof, and I've had to tell it shut the fuck up. Oh, good. He finally decided to leave. Thank fucking God. Thank all the gods. But you know how you have this thing, like if your principal is standing over your shoulder, like the main guy that owns the fucking company, the boss's boss is standing over your shoulder. Like that's what I have felt like for a few minutes. So I'm kind of glad that that's not a thing right now. Cause like, Jesus fucking shit. All right. I fucking hate that. On purpose. That was on purpose. Fucker. Monica, I would bet that your anxiety has been through the roof because I feel so fucking crazy. I feel so fucking crazy. Oh, it wasn't Thor. Thor and I have a really good rapport. I have a feeling that the solar flare shit has had your anxiety through the roof. I wish that I could be like, oh, wear this crystal or drink this tea or whatever, and it will be perfect. But that's not, it doesn't always work that way. So here's what I will recommend for any of you guys that are having issues with the solar shit causing your anxiety. I don't want to like burp really loud, so I'm trying to be polite. Keep an eye on the Schumann at what it's doing before you go to bed. Like look at the, hour or so before you go to bed. If the Schumann has been really, really high, then this is one of the few times that I'm going to recommend listening to a lower frequency. Okay. Listen to 7. Like find something on YouTube or Spotify or whatever that has a 7 frequency in it, just the single digit 7. Okay. It can have other frequencies too, but you want 7. You also want something that's like binaural beats. Probably not theta waves or alpha waves, but binaural beats, because that's more of a heartbeat sound. Those kind of things will help to kind of lower that anxiety and lower that stress a little bit. I know it sounds frou-frou and it sounds stupid, like, oh, just listen to frequencies and it'll fix you, but it actually will help tremendously. So do that, Miss Monica. But the other thing, I want to come back to this blue color. This is not just like an anxiety worry kind of thing, but it's almost like you're ramping up your protections, like putting on armor. And I don't know why that is or how that resonates with you or whatever, but this is like you putting on armor. Okay. I'm not going to say no, because if you feel like that's something you need to be doing right now, you 100% need to trust your gut. I am going to say this though. I don't foresee something bad happening or coming your way. I don't foresee this armor being needed, but that doesn't mean to skimp. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Better safe than sorry. Let me say it that way. Better safe than sorry. I hope that makes sense. Better safe than sorry. All right. Stephanie B. You are interesting. So when I first channel pull your energy, like etc., it's like this crazy bright red, and then it just kind of fades down. So you are that person that you come on like really strong. If you're passionate about somebody or you like something or somebody, whatever, like you like you come on super fucking strong. Action, do, go. But you're also that person like once you get the overwhelmed part out, then you're like, all right, now I can be normal. Like, let me overwhelm you, and now I can be normal. And then it fades. Yeah, that's me. I love it. It means that you are that friend. Oh, God, you've had to do this so much lately. I'm sorry. You're worn out. Okay. You are that friend that you're not about to let somebody sit in a pity party. You're not about to let somebody not do something. Like maybe you had plans with a whole bunch of friends to go hang out, and there's one friend that has been kind of down, or they lost their job, or they had a breakup or whatever, and you're not about to let them sit home in a pity party. So you go over there and physically pull them out of the house to go with you. But you've had to do that so much, 12, 13 times over this last couple of weeks, that it's too much. So here's the thing. Here's why you feel off. Okay? It's like you feel off, but not off. Does that make sense? You feel off because it's like you've drained that crazy, gorgeous, bright red that I saw it's literally like an umbrella. You've drained that, where normally it's like thick, it's like this. Like it went from a couple of feet to like that. So you've drained that. You just need to replenish. Like you just need to replenish it. So I don't know what sign you are, but I would look at, say, if you're an earth sign, spend some time in some water. If you're a water sign, spend some time around earth. If you're a fire sign, you're a water sign. Okay, so spend some time with earthy stuff. Lots of greens, lots of trees. Trees will probably do you more good than putting your feet in the dirt. So if you can't go get out in a forest this weekend, have it playing on your TV in the background. Like have it playing on your TV. Sleep to some forest sounds. Maybe not rain, but just forest sounds, birds and things like that. Sleep to that. I'm not saying rain's not a good idea, but if you want to listen to rain, I would look for something like with rainforest sounds added in. You want to hear the birds. You want to hear the rustling of the leaves. Like, you want to hear the things that birds remind you birds are in trees. You know what I mean? So your brain goes, oh, it's birds in a tree. So something like that. Okay? Something like that. But lots of trees. Lots and lots of trees. Lots of foresty things. In other words, I'm giving you permission to go plant shopping, like things like that. So moss is always a good one too. Moss is always a good one. And here's an easy way for those of you guys that maybe you live in an apartment or you don't have any, you live in a big city. There's not easy way to get out to foresty stuff or whatever. Get some moss. Get some moss. Okay. Go to like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart sometimes has it. Order some from Amazon. They have bags of moss. And it's dried out, but it's still, well, it's not really dried out. It's dried, but not dried. But it will keep moisture. It will hold moisture. And you can get it in the most gorgeous, bright green colors. And I will say, usually the Pagan Superstore, Hobby Lobby will have some bags that has like this other gorgeous like lichen and stuff in it. Literally just fill a jar with it. Fill a big bowl with it on your coffee table, and you can just mist it and keep it fresh. Do that. Like, that adds an instant aspect of earth into any space. Just saying. And it should cost you less than $10. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Or go plant shopping, you know, whatever. But moss is good, and you don't have to water it very much. So, just saying. Just saying. So, but yeah, just replenish. You'll be back to your normal, crazy, gorgeous red umbrella self in time. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Deandra. That's such a cool name. There you are. Okay. Ooh, you're a hider. You're a hider. Okay. I know hider is not the right word. You're protective of yourself, and you should be. So that tells me, because you got a pretty good wall up there. That tells me that you've had a lot of trauma. What's up, Alicia and Tony? That tells me you've had a lot of trauma, and you've had a lot of people that have tried to siphon your energy, take advantage of you, like narcissistic manipulators. So you're very, very, that wall goes up, and you don't let anybody like get through that wall. Like, they have to go through a big vetting system before they're allowed into your energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the other thing, and y'all don't freak out when I say this, okay? Girl, you have this gorgeous, you know how obsidian looks when it's wet? That just wet, black, gorgeous color. That's what color you are. So black is a power color. Black is a power color. Like, you can derive so much from the color black. What's really cool about it too, because you have this gorgeous like pearlescent sheen on the top. I don't know what gift you just had reopened, because I don't think it's a new gift. This is something that has reopened. You are a powerful little mam jamma. Okay, I see why people have been manipulating your energy. You finally stepped into who you are, and you're not about to let anybody fuck with that anymore. And dude, I'm here for it. That pearl coat over the top is really pretty. And usually when I see that kind of pearly coat over the top, that tells me that you are in the process of shoving all kinds of new stuff in your brain. So whether this is like you found a new form of practice, you found a new form of magic that you're all about, you are starting to read a new book. This is a way of opening your mind spiritually, like learning a higher philosophy when it comes to your spiritual. But I keep doing this, like keep feeling like your brain is like, whoa, like that. But this is a crazy, awesome, gorgeous power. I don't want to say power trip, because it's not. Injection, power injection that's happened to Deandra. Okay. Black is not a bad color to have in your aura, okay? Black is just power. The only bad side to having black in an aura is that you have to be careful because there's a balance. And so black being a power color can also switch into valuing power over other people, and that's never a good thing. So if you catch that shifting a little bit and where you feel more powerful than so many other people, then you got to kind of rein it back in a little bit. But black itself is not a bad color to have in your aura. It's also elegance and sophistication. It's on a different level with gray. So gray is more of like an expensive color. Let me say that. It's an expensive sophistication. Black is like old money sophistication. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So this is also you streamlining everything. Like you are making sure to go through and just like cut all the fat off until it's this gorgeous little black ribbon, and it's like perfect. I didn't mean to do that. It's like perfectly straight. So whatever this gift is that has opened back up, Deandra, love, you need to make sure you are harnessing that and you are fucking running with it. Run with it. It's really funny. I think this gift was like intense as fuck when you were a little kid. And then I don't think you turned it off, but you just kind of hid it in the background. And so it's been like laying dormant for a while, and it's been starting to do this. Like slowly but surely, but this is like up here all of a sudden, just a jump up there all of a sudden. Absolutely be playing with that and harnessing that and getting it. Yeah. Get it back all the way back to, because this is like even beyond where it was when you were little. I'm here for it. I love that. I love that you got chili bumps. Makes me happy. All right. Della. Let's see here. I'll give you guys a rundown of who's left on my list because we're over halfway. So Della, Christine M, Kayce B. I know that you told me how to say your name the other day. Kesheba. Am I saying it wrong? I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. Katrina, Marti, Diann, Noemi, Michelle, Laura, Lenzie, Jerome, Amanda, Sammie, and Sara. So I just wanted to let you guys know kind of where you're sitting. Where you're sitting. All right, Della, you ready? Ooh, Della be red and orange. Okay, like I didn't even get full breath and it was like, oh, you are an ornery shit, Della. What the hell? You are ornery. Okay. Oh my gosh. Have you been pissing everybody off lately with like jokes and being ornery? This is funny. Dude, that's funny. Okay. Dude, your humor has just been off the charts lately. And I have a feeling that, I feel like you've kind of been down in the dumps for a long time, and you've had a jolt of energy over the last few days. And with this jolt of energy, like you've been laughing and joking and having fun and doing all kinds of things. And honey, I am so sorry that you were in the dumps for so long. I'm 100% all about this amazing energy that's like coming through in yours. So before we continue to gush about that, because I could gush about that just like I could gush about Deandra's all day long too. Red and orange. So your red is more, it's bright red. Like, I mean, I'm looking at the YouTube logo right there. It's that color red, okay? Like that gorgeous, just red. What you think of when you hear the word red. It's not dark. It's not anything less than that. It's just this gorgeous red, okay? So that is a color of action. And that also tells me that you've had more energy in the last 24 hours than you've had in a couple of months. The cool thing about red is this. Red is not only action, but it's an energizing color. And if I were you, I would be utilizing red right now to keep this energy up, to keep this energy going. Because the orange that's underneath it they're feathered together kind of, and this is like a bright gorgeous orange, like what you think of when you think of an orange, the fruit orange. It's just orange. It's gorgeous, and it's actually bright, like it's got a light behind it. Orange is communication. It's also, I mean, there's a lot of other things to it too, and I'll let you look those up. We're going to talk about the communication aspect of it, because I kind of feel like your throat chakra has either been, you've closed it, or something's been going on and you have just not felt like you could speak out and say all of the things that you wanted to say, right? But now you are. Now you are. Whether you're texting people like, hey, fuck you, man, or whatever, or actually telling them. But something damn wise has broken loose with you, and it's allowing you to be more. And I actually don't think that this is a place you're used to being. Not only is it a place you're not used to being, but it's out of your comfort zone. It's a little out of your comfort zone. Cool. Be out of your comfort zone. It just means that you're going to build on that energy. You're going to build on that communication, so you won't be in that rut again. And you won't be in that like just beat down phase again where everybody's taking advantage of you. Della. Sunsets are going to be something fantastic that I would recommend you look at pictures of this weekend, because that has all of the red and the yellow and the orange and the pink and the purple. And do it. Find you a YouTube video of sunsets. Look at pictures of sunsets, like that energy, that fiery energy. I mean, yeah, surround yourself with like, I love that it's on point. Surround yourself with reds and oranges and yellows and purples this weekend. Okay? Those colors. Throw that purple in there for the contrast and to help kind of level it out, so it's not too much heat. But royal purple is such a good color to go with those sunsetty colors. But yeah, I would find you some pictures of sunsets to look at and surround yourself with those colors this weekend. It's just going to keep you hyped up and keep you on this path, and that way you're not going to lose your voice again. And I don't mean like, I mean like close your throat chakra. Okay? Just saying. All right. Oh, good. And I did see you earlier say that this was your very first ever read from me. So hopefully I did good. Hopefully I did good. I would say that this is definitely, I'm glad that you picked these. Just saying. All right. Christine M. Ready? Okay. It's so interesting. You look so much like opalite. It's not even funny. It's like okay. It's like this gorgeous kind of milky white color. It's got some blue in there. It's like this gorgeous like mystic blue color. There's also a tiny bit of yellow flash here and there. But what's interesting to me is that there's a lot of parts of it that I can see through. Like it looks like a gorgeous round bead, and I can see through parts of it. It tells me that for the first time, I want to say in your life, but for the first time in an extremely long time, you are being very transparent with everyone around you. And don't take that as me saying that you lie or whatever, because that's not it. I think that you have had this intense shell up for so long, and it got to the point where you just got tired of keeping the shell up. You hit the I don't give a fuck phase in a very healthy way. I think that it's taken you a long time to get there. I think it's taken a fuck ton of shadow work, and I'm so proud of you for this. God, I just want to like hug you and squeeze you, be like, like, I'm just so proud of you for this. It's taken you so much to trudge through these layers of shit and just get this shell that you had up completely knocked down off. And now you're being so transparent with everybody that they don't know how to take it. So you have some people that, like, family wise and stuff like that, that you're like, oh yeah, well, I've always hated you. I've always thought that you were a fucking cunt, you know, like things like that. And they're just like, huh. And then they're like, that's so funny. You're like, I ain't joking, bitch. You have hit a level of transparency that you're finally able to say the things that you've been wanting to say for a decade. But you're also living a very authentic self right now. And what's funny, I really think this has only come about in the last like 3 weeks. Like, this is like such an authentic Christine. This is such an authentic Christine. Holy shit. For the next, I'm going to say 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to have a lot of people fall off like this. Okay. You're going to have a lot of people fall off. Like, they don't know who you are anymore. And you're always so standoffish. Like, you're going to hear all of this shit. I can't roll my eyes big enough at that. Okay. Let them fucking go. In fact, give them a couple of rocks to kick on the way out the goddamn door. Let them go. Because here's the thing. Those are the people that were causing you to have that shell up. Those are the people that were causing you to have to hide behind some mask of who you aren't and who you will never going to be. Let them fucking go. Because as you start to be authentic Christine, as you start to be able to be transparent and see through and just be who you've always meant to be, I think you're going to be overwhelmed by the amount of people that that draw into that. The people that just come your way and just, I don't think you even realize how one big old heavy person that has caused you to have this massive shield around you, when they are gone and you are your authentic self, they're going to be replaced by 20 people. 20 authentic, amazing people. Okay? Does that make sense? But this is gorgeous. And if you don't have some opalite, I would get you some. Every single metaphysical store has it. I would get you some, because that's literally what your aura looks like right now. Is this just fantastic pearly white, blue, yellow color. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the reason that I say get some opalite is, and get you a tumble. It doesn't have, or some jewelry or whatever, but get you a tumble. You want something that you can keep on you to remind you of the energy that you're in right now. Because some of these people that have caused you to have to put this shell up, they're going to try to make you put the shell back up. They're going to try to put you back in there. And having that opalite, I want that to be a reminder to you of how gorgeous your authentic energy, your authentic self is when it's not hidden behind something. That is who you are. You literally look like opalite, sweet pea. Okay. So so don't let whoever this big old heavy energy dude is, don't let them make you go back into that shell. Like, don't make me come down there. Don't make me come down there. I'm just saying. You are so welcome. All right, Kayce, you ready? You're interesting. I'm having to go through the layers. You're like a fucking gobstopper. Like, when I first took that deep breath and kind of pulled all that in, it was like this interesting pink. I don't know if you know what puce is, but puce is like this, it's pink, but it's also kind of a little brown and kind of a little maroon. I don't know. It's really an interesting color. So it was like this crazy, beautiful, bright pink on the fuzzy pink on the outside. And then it started to get like that kind of puce color. And that's a really intense, deep color right there. But then you had like, boop, 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 like all these fucking layers. The interior is like way down here like this. And it's blue. Like a cobalt. like a cobalt color. Stop compromising. Stop compromising. Kayce, stop compromising. You have so many people that have taken advantage of. Okay, so here's the thing. When somebody has a really, like a cobalty royal blue middle, they're a protector. You're a protector. And in being a protector, you have this need to make sure that everybody around you is okay. You know, I want to make sure that you're tucked into bed just right. I want to make sure you had dinner. I want to make sure you get to work. You know what I mean? Like, you're a protector. And so you're used to making sure that everybody's okay around you. Well, people take advantage of that really, really bad. And so you've had someone, well, I don't say someone because I think it's been a lot of people. You've had a lot of people over the years that have made you feel like you had to be the peacemaker. You have to be the one that walks on eggshells. You have to be like, but they build you up at the same time. They're like, but you're so good at being the peacemaker, and you're so good at finding solutions, and you're so good. Like they build you up in that, and you are. Like, they're not lying, but they're like blowing that smoke when they need to blow it because they see that you're just about done. It is hot as fuck in here.
Do you need anything while up here?
I don't
Snack,
think so.
water, almonds.
Yeah, do we have any? I don't know if I have any almonds. I think I have these over
Do you
here.
want the chocolate ones or the regular ones?
No, these are good.
Okay.
These are good.
Do you need anything else?
No, I love you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So you've had so many people that have done everything they can do to manipulate your energy. And in doing that, it's caused you to put like constant layers. Everybody said hi, Kay, and they love you. She's already got headphones on. She can't hear shit. It's caused you to put like constant layers, and to the point that I think you've almost lost this inner blue core that's in there. But here's the thing. Stop being the peacemaker. Stop being the peacemaker, because you constantly being the peacemaker, they're going to continue to take advantage of this. And every other people that come in your area, your bubble, etc., they're going to take advantage of it too, because they're going to see that you're a peacemaker, but you're not. You're a protector. You've always been a protector. But people have manipulated it, and to the point that they've made you a peacemaker. I know people are like, well, a protector is a peacemaker. No, they're not. A protector is not a peacemaker. Because a protector is 100% grizzly bear energy, mama bear energy, okay? You are going to fight to the death with every tooth and nail you have over the people that you care about, over the things and the people that you're protective about. You're not going to be a peacemaker. Hunter comes up and wants to get one of your cubs or whatever. You're not going to be like, well, let's just talk about this. What if I just let you have a foot? You know what I mean? Like, that's a peacemaker. That's a peacemaker. A protector, that hunter comes up and you even sniff that bitch. You are all over that like stink on shit. Like, there's no stopping a protector. Like, there's not. But somebody can manipulate that into being a peacemaker. And that's what's happened. And it's going to take you a bit to undo that way of thinking. But stop being a peacemaker. Stop being a peacemaker. One of the easiest ways to do this is just to start saying no to things that you normally feel like you have to say yes to. And you know exactly what I'm saying. We all have someone in our life that, you know, maybe grandma is a hateful bitch and you hate going to grandma's house, but you go because it makes your mom happy, you know, so you can say no. You can say no. You're an adult. You can say no. Mom just needs you there for backup because mom knows she's a hateful bitch too. You can say no. You don't have to fucking go. You don't have to fucking go. Your spiritual advisor is telling you don't have to go to fucking hateful grandma's house, okay? You can say no. So that's where I would start. Start saying no. And if you need to make an excuse, you know what I mean? If you got to do some little white lies or whatever to say no, do it. Do it. Okay? But you are this gorgeous, gorgeous cobalt blue deep in there under all those layers. And I think maybe you just need to sharpen your claws. I think you forgot how sharp your claws are. Just saying. What I'm saying. Yeah. Start. And I hate telling people to lie, but sometimes that's the easiest way to go whenever you have been made feel for so long that you have to be the peacemaker and do all the things. If you know that you're fixing to get asked to do something, and it's like maybe go to someone's house this weekend because it's their birthday or whatever, but you really, really dislike this person with every core of your being and you don't want to go. Oh gee, randomly something came up. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say that, but that's the easiest way to start doing it. Okay? All right. Snacking time. Just for a minute. I don't know what it is about this bag of honey roasted almonds isn't as good as the last one I got. And same brand. I don't know. Still good though. I'm not complaining. You are so welcome. Yeah, these take a lot out of me. So let me go through here and tag in the people that I've done so I know while I'm shoving food in my face. I feel like I'm chewing forever. All right. There we go. All right, we ready? Now I'm cold. Fan works too well. All right. Kesheba. Am I saying that wrong? I feel like I am. I feel like no matter how I say it wrong. I also feel like there should be cool apostrophes in there, like K-E apostrophe S-H-E apostrophe B-A. I feel like it should be like a goddess name and there should be apostrophes in there. All right. There's like a crazy, you look like a necklace, like this crazy gorgeous gold, and it's almost like this, and there's a big green, emeraldy green color in the middle. Dude, you've been channeling your divine masculine lately. Okay, I'm here for it. Oh, I get it. You swing really wildly between your divine feminine and your divine masculine. And so you're in a divine masculine phase right now. Okay. I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that either. So I know people are like, oh, you got to have balance. And you do. But sometimes people are balanced with having their divine masculine and divine feminine in balance. And sometimes people are balanced by swinging back and forth. You know, just like some people are a gray witch and some people go from being a white witch to a black witch, like back and forth like this, black, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So right now you're in this really, really badass, like divine masculine aspect. So gold is a color of the sun. It's a color of energy, of divine masculine. It's a color of money and success. Right now, your ambition is also through the roof. You have all of the power and the energy behind you to be able to push forward. And it's like I see this big board of like Risk, the game Risk, and you're like raking all the pieces into you. you've been laying all this strategy out, and you're almost to the point where you can like gather all of the goodies. So don't stop. Don't stop right now. Like that's going to be my advice. Don't stop. This gorgeous emerald green in the middle though, it's kind of a see-through green. It's not milky, but ooh, this is so analytical. What you planning? Like, what you planning? Like, I feel like you have plans of plans of plans of plans of plans, like just all this interlocking web of plans going on that you've been laying stuff in place. Don't stop. Don't stop. That is fucking phenomenal. Your ambition right now, don't let anybody derail that. Don't let anybody derail that, because a lot of times when we get on our bullshit and we're moving forward and we're doing stuff, people come in, situations happen, all this stuff. Do not let anybody derail this energy right now, because this is, you've worked for so long to put these plans in place and put all the lines in place and everything. You've worked for so long. You've worked so hard for this. Don't let somebody fuck this up. Don't let somebody fuck this up. Okay. Don't listen to anybody about how they're going to save you. Don't listen to any situation that's going to ruin you. Like, just don't. No, like la 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 la. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil kind of shit. And you can legit just walk away from anybody that's trying to derail you from this. I would in a heartbeat. This is going to put you where you're supposed to be. Okay? So don't let anybody derail that bullshit. It's good bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Tell them to take their stank bullshit over there. You have badassery bullshit over here. But yeah, this is gorgeous. It's like this gorgeous, gorgeous green and gold. Yeah. I'm going to describe it to you again, the shape of it, because it's really interesting, because it has like a gorgeous little thing up here, and then it comes down and like this big round deal, and then it comes down like that to a point. And there's this big green down the middle. Just saying, you know. Just saying. All right. Katrina. Oh, all right, Katrina. I got a whole bunch of different colors of green with you, but like right off the bat, I got this like really dark green, right? Like foresty green, whatever, but it was a very, very thin layer. And then behind it is all of this like really pale green, like kind of this color, this gorgeous pale green. There's a few streaks in there of the dark green and so on, but it's mostly that pale green like that. So first of all, that kind of tells me that you're a healer. You're a natural healer. And by that, I don't mean that you need to go take all these classes and so on. When someone has a natural healing energy about them, it draws people to you, because sometimes just being next to you heals somebody. Just talking to you heals somebody. So this is why people become obsessed with certain people, because, and I mean like on a personal level. So they get so used to being in your energy and around you. They get so used to being next to you that they obsess over it. And so when you're not there, they freak out. Does that make sense? So first of all, Katrina, be careful lately, because this can easily make somebody get obsessed with you, and you're also healing yourself right now. So you've got like the normal kind of the wall up out there, but it's like this, it's like that, it's like super thin, and behind it is all of this other stuff. You need time to step back. Not only do you need time to step back, but you need time to re-solidify. Because I didn't want to say strengthen, and I didn't want to say refill. Re-solidify. Because like behind that gorgeous right, like first big green that hit me, that light green that's back there, it's more fluid. And so you need a chance for that to re-solidify before you allow anybody to touch that aspect again. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So you have this like hard candy crust up right now, but it needs to be thicker before. I don't know if you just went through a breakup or if you just went through a health issue. I don't know what happened, but you just got knocked down basically. So you need to let that inner part re-solidify. It can still stay that gorgeous pale green because that's what kind of has people obsessed with your energy. But you need it to re-solidify and not be so fluid. And you need that outside to strengthen a lot, because if somebody gets through that, then it can let that green go everywhere. I hope that makes sense. I want you to think of that inner energy as a liquid. And so if something were to burst that shell on the outside, it's going to go everywhere. Okay? I hope that makes sense. All right, Marti. Oh, okay. Marti's blue and yellow. All right. I didn't even get my almond chewed up, Marti. Okay, there's a little red in there too. Okay. Big block of blue. Just blue. And then yellow. And then there's a little bit, tiny bit of red. You're making big moves, huh? You're making big moves. Not only are you making big moves, but you're making big moves for you and like the whole family. Okay. So I talked a little bit that got almond stuck in my teeth. Hang on. Sorry. I talked a little bit about blue and how this, just if you think of the color blue, like that's what I'm talking about. Like it's kind of like it's blue. This is a protector energy. This is a balance energy. This is a loyal energy. It's just trustworthy. Like it's a gorgeous, fantastic energy to have. But the fact that it's this huge, big block, and then there's a yellow block, but it's smaller. I think that they used to be about the same size. You're a very all or nothing person. I really think that when you're normally you have the blue, you have the yellow, you have the red, like all the same equal spaces, right? So a very well-rounded person, very grounded, very protective of your family, very loyal, also very intelligent, very idealistic, like you know when to move forward, you know when to pause, like you're a strategist. And then the red, you're not lazy, like you're not about to sit on your ass and wait for things to pass you by. But for some reason, that red has gotten really small. The yellow has gotten smaller and the blue's gotten big. So that tells me that you're in like super protective mode right now. And so you're trying to make moves for protection for the people that you care about. And I almost feel like it's almost like a panic inside. First of all, don't panic. Just make the moves. Do everything as you can, as quickly as you can. But don't panic, because when you make panic decisions about protection, then sometimes you can overlook something. What's up with your shoulder? Did you hurt your shoulder? Because I keep feeling like I got to do this. What's up with your left shoulder? Big changes at work. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. What's up with your shoulder? I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. Fuck that shit. Take it back. Take it back. So did you like hyperextend your shoulders? Like what's going on? It's just this side. Or do you have carpal tunnel? Which one is it? Because it also feels like a pin right here. Okay. Slow down and make all of those decisions about those protections when you're not emotional about it. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times when we get emotional about a situation, especially as protectors, we're going to jump on something. We're going to jump on something. So let's say that you feel like, you know, your kiddos are being threatened or whatever. Then you could want to jump on moving, or you could want to jump on, you know, taking off somewhere else or whatever. So just be careful that you don't make emotional decisions, because that blue aspect being so big, you're 100% all about protecting everybody around you right now. So yeah. I'm just saying. And I also want to know what's up with your shoulder. Because as soon as I mentioned it, it went away. So I know it's not mine. I have carpal tunnel, but I haven't been typing today. So if y'all didn't know, that is a thing of carpal tunnel. It can mess up your nerves and stuff like that, because you get all this fluid buildup in here. And so it can feel like a rod is being driven into your shoulders like that, like straight in right there. But it causes it causes a lot of problems. So don't fuck around with that. Go to doctor, get it fixed, okay? Okay? That makes sense. That makes sense, Marty. Why are you not doing the thing? Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm sorry. It seems like everybody's having big changes at work, and I'm so sorry. So it'll get better, I promise. I promise. To be honest, I feel like that you're headed for a shift and a move, and I don't feel like where you are right now, and I hope this makes sense to you without me being super obvious about it. Where you are right now is not where you're supposed to be, and not where you're going to be in less than a year. Okay? I hope that made sense. All right, Diann, you ready? I love this necklace, but it pinches my hair. It pinches my hair. There's always just like one hair, you know? So you have a few colors going on. You have this really gorgeous kind of pale brown. Almost like, well, no, not quite tan. It's a darker sandy tan. Then you also have this pink that's so pale it's almost white. And then you have like a mint green. Okay. Why are you muted? Why are you so muted, Diann? Okay, so let's start with the kind of sandy tan color, because what that tells me... So your groundings haven't worked lately. You feel like you can't ground yourself lately. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So okay. When you can't ground yourself like you used to, what happens is you start to feel off kilter. And when you start to feel off kilter, it's because when we level up, when we step forward in any way spiritually. And I kind of explained this a while ago with protections, but the same thing goes for grounding. You used to be able to go out and just put your feet in the dirt. You used to be able to go out and just like touch a tree or talk to a plant, and you were grounded and great, and it was fantastic. Well, now that doesn't work because you've leveled up a little bit. I'm not saying don't do those things, still do the things, but you've leveled up. So, grounding is going to have layers of it now. Low level frequencies, like in the single digits, 7, 8, those are good ones. Having forest imagery around you, whatever sign you are, you know, earth, air, wind, fire, using the opposite. So earth signs would use water, fire signs would use air, you know what I mean? Like using the opposite. And then you're also going to have something on you that allows you to keep yourself grounded during the day and focused and channeled. I would recommend something like, if you're a water sign, I would recommend something with an earthy color to it. So a brown, a green, something like that. And you need to allow that to be your focus and be where kind of your energy channels. But you also need to be able to take that off at night so you can relax and be open in your space, in your bed, in your home. Just be open and chill. The other part, I want to talk about this pale pink, because it's like white that's just barely pink. Like you almost wouldn't call it pink. White is knowledge, pink is peace. So I think that you've been learning new ways. And this is going to sound funny when I say it this way, new ways to shut people up. I also feel like you've been a peacemaker for a very long time, and people have taken advantage of that. Like they've just rolled right over you to get what they want. And now it's like you're learning, instead of trying to stand up against this person or these people. I think it's just one person in general right now, but instead of trying to be like, hey, I don't want to do that, I don't want you to do that, and taking the brunt of it, you've learned how to be a spike strip in the road. Like, you've learned how to disable the whole car. Like, you're learning how to put a stop to this shit so you don't have to agree to shit you don't want to agree to. So like, instead of being bullied into going on a trip that you don't want to go on, you've learned how to let all the air out of the tires and to take the spark plugs out. And like, you've learned to disable all of the things so you don't have to be the peacemaker anymore. And I mean, I think that's a great non-confrontationalist way to do that, because then it makes them be frustrated at something else instead of at you. So I love that. I think it's fantastic. Excuse me, the kind of mint green color that's back there, this is a very analytical color, which tells me that on the front end, you're, trying to ground, and you're trying to make sure that you're okay, and like everything's good. Like, you're trying to like make sure that that's good. And then, you're derailing some other stuff. But on the back end back here, that pale green like that is very, very analytical. So that's very, very focused on every single step that you're taking next. It would not surprise me to know that you've been making a ton of lists lately, that you've been writing out goals and then making lists under all of those. Like, I would not be surprised about any of that. I would not be surprised about any of that. And to be honest, I think that pale sea green color, mint green, I think that's a really good energy for you to have right now, because it allows you to channel the fear and that anxiety of not being super grounded, and this orneriness that's coming to derailing some stuff. It allows you to channel that energy into something really, really productive. So I'm going to encourage you to keep making those lists, to keep doing that planning. Make lists of lists if you need to. For some reason, I think that the more organized you get, the more analytical you're going to get. So if you're really, really wanting to get past this problem or that problem or whatever it is, the more organized you get, the more analytical you're going to get. And spring is a great time to get organized, because everybody's ready to clean out all the bad shit and step into springtime. So I would 100% harness all of this spring energy that's coming in. I think that it will do you a massive, massive jolt of good. I almost said world of good, but jolt of good. Surrounding yourself with that color energy, like that mint green color, sea green, I think is going to help you also really a lot. Not just this weekend, but going forward. And the thing too, here's what's awesome about it too. Because tomorrow's March and it's about to be spring, everywhere has springtime stuff out now. So that color is everywhere. That color is rampant. So, you know, even if it's just, I guarantee you could go to Dollar Tree and find a couple things that color. Find a couple of mint green things to put in your house. So you can see that color, that energy all the time. I'm just saying. I hope that makes sense, Diane. You ornery little thing. All right, Noemi. Okay. You, my dear, are super dark forest green and super dark royal purple at the same time. And it's funny. They're like this, and then they're like this, and then they're like this. Like, it's just like they don't feather together. There's always a clear line between the two. All right. It's a very powerful color combination because as I'm chewing up my shit, this dark forest green like this is a no-nonsense healing color. A no-nonsense healing color. In fact, it's a no-nonsense thing at all. It is focused on healing, focused on money, focused on moving forward, focused on goals. It is, I mean, literally a no-nonsense color. The purple, too, is... Don't you love when you eat almonds and they just get all over your mouth and you're like, I only ate one almond. Why is it like 900 pieces of almond? This gorgeous royal purple is like queen energy kind of purple. This is finally putting yourself first. This is... You wear the crown and the pants and the, you know, I mean, like, you are the shit. And what I love about these two together is it tells me that you're feeling so powerful right now. I feel like I need to say this. Nothing's going to derail you. Nothing is going to derail you right now. These two colors together are so intense and so jewel toned that you're inspiring other people around you and you don't even realize you're doing it. Jewel tones like that remind people of jewelry. I mean, when you see, you know, when you see a green like this, even though this is obsidian, you think emerald, right? When you see a green like this, when you see, you know, a rich blue, you think sapphire. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like I have almond all over my mouth now. When you have these great, rich jewel tones, they're empowering. Like, they're empowering because we've been taught that emeralds equal money. Sapphires equal money. You know, it costs money to buy those things, a lot of money. And they're things that royalty wears, and they were in crowns and jewelry and sarcophaguses and, you know, things like that. So we associate jewel tones with power is what I'm trying to say. So you having this gorgeous, deep foresty green and this crazy, beautiful royal purple that looks like royal velvet robes. This is a type of energy that it doesn't get derailed. It might need a break for 5 minutes. It might need to sleep. It might need to take a breather for a couple of minutes, but it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. This is an energy that cannot get derailed. It can't get derailed. And I feel like I need to keep saying that. And I don't know if it's because someone is trying to derail you. Thank you. Or if someone is trying to put a stop to where you're going or whatever, but this type of energy you have, it's nobody's gonna derail this. Nobody's gonna derail this. Okay, so I would not stress about this. I wouldn't stress about this person. I wouldn't stress about this situation. I wouldn't. I would keep doing you. I would keep moving forward. I would keep making your plans. And let them continue to throw toothpicks at the truck. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like. Somebody's throwing fucking little toothpicks, like just trying to throw them and bust them through a 4-foot piece of metal. Let them continue to throw toothpicks. Let them continue to throw toothpicks. They're just going to waste their energy. They're just going to waste all their toothpicks. They're not going to throw a toothpick through 4 feet of metal. So just fuck them. Fuck that person. I'm just saying. Does that make sense? Surround yourself with a lot of gem tones. That gorgeous deep green, that gorgeous purple, like ruby colors, sapphire colors. Like, surround yourself with jewel tones right now. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. Okay? I'm here for it. Bottle that shit up, sell it. Bottle that shit up and sell it. You're welcome so much. All right. Michelle. So I have Michelle, Laura, Lenzie, Jerome, Amanda, Sammie, and Sara. Oop, I fucked it up. Okay. All right. Michelle, ready? Like a really gorgeous peach color. Like, it's so pretty, and I'm gonna say soft, but I don't want you to take that the wrong way. I was trying to, it's so funny. It was like this big round thing like this, and I had to go all the way down and under to get behind it. So, do you have this gorgeous, super soft, beautiful peach color? And underneath that shit are brown spikes. Like, damn, okay. You're going to ground somebody whether they want to be grounded or not. First of all, I don't think you give yourself enough credit for the grounding energy that you possess. You're somebody that's a generator for energy, okay? And let me explain that. A generator is somebody that you produce energy a little bit more than normal, not like an energy well, a little bit more than normal, but you can take a tiny bit of energy that's around you and amplify it into something else. Just like a generator for a house, right? A generator for a house, you got to have like gas. Say you have a little tank of gas, right? But you can turn this little bitty tank of gas into powering a 4-bedroom house for 2 weeks. Does that make sense? You're like a generator. So you've learned to have this gorgeous peach color on the outside of kind of healing and peace and happiness and comfort. Like, you have this comfortable outside aspect. So you instantly make everybody around you comfortable, which is why they want to talk. They want to tell you their whole life story. It's why you have some people that are like instant friends. But underneath that, you have this crazy, it's not super sharp. You know, the egg crate foam that everybody's grandparents used to have on the bed or whatever. It's like that, but it's this deep, like just rich, dark brown. Like, not quite dark chocolate, dark brown, but just this rich brown. So here's the problem with being a generator. You're going to have to be, I love that you have this peach coating on the outside, but you're going to have to put a shell on top between those two things. And here's the deal. A generator is not just going to amplify and generate good energy. It's all of it. So if you have somebody around you that's angry, you're going to amplify that. If you have somebody around you that's sad, you're going to amplify that. If you have somebody around you that's happy, you're going to amplify that. Love, accept. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's say that you're going to a funeral, okay? Everybody's sad, yourself included. You have to have a super shield up so you don't kind of amplify that. This is also, I think that you've learned how to manipulate this, because I don't see you as being somebody, or I don't see your energy as being somebody that, let's say John comes up and John is pissed, right? Like John just lost his job, he wrecked his car, his dog pissed on his leg, whatever it is, John is just fucking pissed, right? I don't see you as amplifying that angry energy. I see you as almost like taking some of it in and allowing the situation to kind of breathe and calm down a little bit. The problem with that is that you store some of that and you've got to let it go. Okay? You need to learn how to put a good shield. Keep the peach on the outside, okay? Because it makes you very non-confrontational to other people, which helps with angry people. It makes you very comforting to people. And so allow people to tell you things, because you're a safe space. You're a comfort place, okay? Don't allow them to stay there, but allow them to utilize that, right? But that brown underneath is the amplifier, is the generator. And so you need to protect that like at all costs. You need to protect that at all costs. I would not be surprised if you have been able to channel that calm energy and calm a very volatile situation down more times than one in your life. I also would not be surprised that if you're emotional in any way, you amplify that out. So let's say you have somebody pass away that you really, really care about. You're going to amplify that out. Like everybody's going to feel it. And this goes beyond, just being an empath. It goes way beyond being an empath. Like this is like, you could probably make a whole Walmart full of people feel your feelings. And I think that you learned how to control that. I think when you were younger, it was just out and crazy. And I think you've learned how to control that now a little bit. But I can't reiterate enough that I feel like you need to have some kind of protection over those generator aspects in there, because, yeah, people need a safe space and they need somebody that they're comfortable being around and talking to. But they also harbor so many crazy emotions right now that you don't want that to get amplified, if that makes sense. It just takes work. It just takes work. Like start working on it now. It just takes work. What I would recommend is, and everybody talks about this, oh, you need a golden shield and so on. Start there. Like really start there. But don't make it gold or white or whatever. Make it your favorite color. Make it your favorite color. The color you associate with you, like your absolute favorite color. And if your favorite color changes, that's fine, change it. But you want to start by just when you go to bed at night and when you get up in the morning and you're getting dressed, you're getting around, you just want to envision like a layer of that over your skin. One of the easiest ways to do this is to envision like your moisturizer, like your lotion, your makeup, whatever, as being that. I have an oil roller that I put on my chest and my shoulders every single morning, and I put sigils and stuff like that on me. I'd recommend that too. Start doing things symbolically that feel like armor, and just kind of build on that. It's going to take you a little bit to learn how to do it, but I think that you're going to catch on way quicker than other people do. I'm just saying. I think you're going to catch on way quicker. But by learning how to do that, you're going to, over time, end up having this massive, gorgeous, thick-ass armor shield on you, okay? So I'm just saying. I know you can do it. It just takes practice. It just takes practice. So, yeah. Thank you, Naughty. I am in love with them. They did such a good job. All right, Laura, you ready? You are so welcome, Michelle. I have faith in you. I know you can do it. I don't know what is on my hand right there, but it's itchy and I don't like it. All right. Okay. You're like an orange yellow orange. And you kind of shift. Sometimes you're more yellow and sometimes you're more orange. Like, oh, you're like hyper creative right now, aren't you? You're like hyper creative to the point that you're ignoring everybody. And they're like, hey, I text you, or hey, I hollered at you, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, I completely understand not texting or acknowledging people back. But you are in like gorgeous hyper creative mode. And here's going to be my advice. Look outside the box at the normal materials that you usually use, because I know you make jewelry and you do all kinds of like I've been nerding and not peopling. I know that you make all kinds of really cool stuff. Look at materials outside of the norm that you would use, because I feel like as you're creating and such lately, for some reason it's not good enough. Like, you feel like you might have just created like the most gorgeous wrapped pendant you've ever made in your life, but for some reason it's not good enough. You might have made like this gorgeous pair of earrings or whatever it is, but it's not good enough. So I'm gonna say, and I feel like you've been trying to figure out what's missing. Look at ingredients, look at materials outside of the norm that you usually use. Look at twine, look at wax coated string, look at wood, look at, you know what I mean? Like, go scavenging. Like, the reason that you feel like you're not connected crazily to any of the pieces that you've been creating and so on, your brain needs a shift, needs a change. And I think that you utilizing materials you don't normally use, I think that it's going to like scratch that itch of needing something different. But B, I think it's going to have that like epiphany moment idea where like I can't squeeze my hands hard enough. You're going to have this like epiphany moment idea of how to utilize some crazy new material in with the things you've already been doing. And then like, I think it's going to open up an idea of a whole new, I don't want to say like product line, or I don't know how to explain that, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Am I right? Girl, go scavenging, go play with some stuff. I'm just saying. Go play with some goodies. So I really feel like, I know that you do some stuff with wood, but I really feel like wood is gonna be something that you're gonna really be attracted to. So that's why I said go scavenging. Find some pieces that you don't normally find or use or whatever. Or order some woods from somewhere else, you know. And then I can't wait to see what you create. All right, we got to get comfy again. Ready? Gotta get comfy again. All right. That makes sense. Laura. It's so funny. I started talking about one thing and then got off on that tangent and got all excited. I would love to just sit and watch you create shit. Like, I feel like it's been that intensive of an energy. That's been that intensive of an energy. Good. I'm glad. I wouldn't be surprised to know that you've been like driving yourself nuts lately, trying to figure out what else to use, what else to do, etc. Oh, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. All right, Lenzie, you ready? I don't want to take my necklace off, but it is pulling my fucking hair. Maybe I just need to have it pulled this side for a little bit. I don't know. It hurts. Probably like, you know. But I haven't worn this in a while, and I've been wanting to wear it. And yeah, I love that. What's up, Phoenix? I'm good. Good, I'm glad. You're going to have to send us some pictures of all the goodies you create with this new material, because I want to see them now. I want to see them. All right. Lenzie. I almost yawned with yours again, too. I don't know if you're not sleeping good or what's going on. Because I yawned when I first started to... I love you right back. I first yawned real big when I first started to pull your energy in, and then again, I almost yawned again. You look like Soda Light. Why do you look like Soda Light? Like blue and white with a little bit of like goldy color. Why do you look like Soda Light? I feel like you're like the calm in the storm right now. Am I wrong? I feel like there's so much stuff going on around you, and everybody around you is like freaking out about it, and you're having to be the only adult in the room. And with being the only adult in the room, it means that you don't get to process your emotions because I am so sorry. That is not fair to you. 100%. That is not fair to you. But I think that it is wonderful of you to be trying to take care of everybody around you. But here's what I'm going to recommend. If you have some Soda Light's going to be your friend right now, because this is I'm seeing the blue as the protective, the white as, the learning and trying to pay attention to everything, and the gold is trying to be the strong one. Soda Light is going to help you tremendously right now. Just put some beside your bed, okay? Just put some beside your bed. I would also highly recommend Dalmatian Jasper, because that will kind of help ground you, and the black tourmaline in it will help to remove any negative shit. But as much as I think it's fantastic that you are being the only adult in the room, you also have to process your emotions, and you have to process your stuff, your emotions, your feels. You're not getting to do that because all of these other people are kind of taking advantage of you being the adult in the room. So this weekend, if you can, this would be a great time, especially since we just had that new moon yesterday. This would be a great time for you to take a step back. This would be a great time for you to breathe, for you to take a long hot bath or hot shower, to sleep in with your phone off. Lenzie, you need a break. You need a break so bad, honey. Tell everybody to fuck off for several hours, that you're busy, or whatever. Hell, use me if you want. Say, I've got an appointment with my spiritual advisor or something, and then lock yourself in your room. Whatever it is you need to do, but you need a break. You need a break. One can only be the adultiest adult in the room for so long before they have to tap out. Okay? Going out of town for the day with your family. I love that. I love that. That'll be so fun. But you really do need a couple hours just to yourself. Just to yourself. Okay? So you don't have to think about anything, and you need something that's going to allow you to release, to have a release. Okay? What's up, Miss Kathy? So since Phoenix and Kathy are both kind of in here, I want you guys to know I finally did go to the post office. I have a ton of boxes and I have a ton of Christmas cards because I didn't realize I hadn't been to the post office since Yule. So I am so sorry. So Kathy, I got your Christmas card. Thank you so much. And I do have a ton of boxes to open from my birthday and everything. And I am so sorry. Phoenix, I got yours. I'm so sorry. But I have the things. So, and I want to thank you guys because, I don't know. I want to thank you for that because y'all don't have to send me anything. You don't. And it always makes my day when I get a note or a card or a letter or a box or whatever. And they always seem to come at a time when I'm having a rough time, when I'm having a bad day, or when I've had to deal with somebody I didn't want to deal with or whatever. And so I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you guys know. More than you guys know. So, all right, Lenzie, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Get you a piece of soda light. Take it with you. Okay? Take it with you. All right. Jerome, are you ready? Jerome, Amanda, Sammie, Sara. So, your energy is really interesting, Jerome. It's like this gorgeous chocolate brown and green, but it's like brown and green and brown and green and brown and green, and it keeps doing this. It's like on this roll like this on a conveyor belt, like brown and green and brown and green, and it's so evenly like, hi, Brody. Hi, sweetie. Oh, I told you I'd be done about 10:30, and then I'm still going. I'm so sorry. I love you. Where are you guys at, by the way? I saw the picture, but I haven't been able to watch the video yet. For those of you guys who don't know, that's my B roadie right there. I miss him being so far across the world. I don't like it. Well, I can't really say across the world. Fucking feels like it. 900-day drive. Oh, awesome. That was so pretty. I'll have to look at that video here in a minute. All right, Jerome. Let me do this real quick and then that way I can talk to Brody when I get done. It's so interesting. It's like so measured. Brown, green, brown, green, brown, green. Actually, you need to put the and in there. Brown and green and brown and green. There we go. That's better. It's so measured. Oh my gosh, Jerome. Honey. Dude, throw some red in there. Throw some pink, throw some orange, throw some yellow, throw some blue, something. I feel like you're like stuck in a rut of grounding, healing, grounding, healing. Like it's just like over and over and over and over. So you need to switch up. You need to switch up. I'm not saying grounding is bad. I'm not saying healing is bad, but because it hit me like a conveyor belt, like the same, and then they're the exact same shape and they're the exact same size and they just back and forth and back and forth. Oh my gosh. Throw another color in there. Throw another color in there. You have been, I feel like you're stuck, but not in a bad way. It's like when somebody gets content in a relationship and they get kind of stuck, and then you catch yourself, every Tuesday is taco night and every Friday is pizza and every Saturday we sleep till 9:32 and then every Sunday we go for a walk at 2:00. You know what I mean? Like it's not a bad rut because it's a great rut. You know, like you love that person you're with and everything's great. But it gets boring after a little while, you know, like you gotta add another color in there. So here's what I would say, Jerome. Here's how I think that you fix this in a very easy way, okay? A very cheap, easy way. Go on Netflix or Hulu or YouTube or whatever like streaming service you have and find a movie that you wouldn't normally watch. Okay? Let's just say like you don't watch anime, find an anime and watch anime and make yourself watch the whole anime. Even if it's terrible, make yourself watch the whole anime. Or maybe you always watch anime and you never watch like rom-coms or whatever. Watch a fucking rom-com. But watch something that is so far out of what you normally would watch that it's going to inject, like forcefully inject the other color in there. And I think it's going to jolt you out of that rut a little bit. Or like start watching a series. Like if you're a TV person, you love TV. And let's say you usually watch like, I don't know, let's say you usually watch action shows or Law and Order. Yeah, Law and Order is a good one. We're just going to take that because one I'm thinking of is so opposite of that. Okay, so let's say you're like a Law and Order person. And, oh, hi, Allie Poo. We miss you too. So let's say you're like a Law and Order person. Start watching One Piece, the cartoon, the anime, the live action. You know what I mean? Like, do something. It's so easy like that. You're not interrupting. I love you. I love you. I told him I'd be off at 10:30 and it's almost 11. I only have a couple more, I promise. Look, Duolingo's talking to me too. Look, bitch, it's almost midnight. Yeah. Fucking Duolingo. It's an easy fix, Jerome. It really, really is. It really, really is. What I love about it is that will give you enough of a jolt so you feel like you're not in a rut anymore. It's going to give you like new ideas, new energy, etc. Because you are somebody that's very grounding for everybody else, and you are somebody that's very healing for everybody else around you. So you want to make sure that you don't lose that gorgeous brown and green, but it just being like this is making you a little crazy. You know what I mean? It's like you feel like it's the same thing over and over and over and over. So yeah, seriously, just take the time and watch something completely out of the norm for you. I'm just saying. I don't want you to lose the brown and green because the world needs that gorgeous brown, earthy grounding, and the world also needs that healing and that just that healthy aspect that comes to it. So my prescription for you as your spiritual advisor is to go watch some weird thing on TV. Seriously, I promise it'll help. I don't ever sit down and watch TV. And when I do, it's usually like sci-fi or documentaries or whatever, sciencey shit. And so that's why I like started watching Resident Alien. And now I'm sad because I just finished it. I've been like watching a couple episodes every night before I go to bed. Now I got to find something else. But I'm serious. It's helped me like look at things in a different way, just energy wise. So it's really that easy. But sometimes you got to force yourself to do it. So did that make sense, Jerome? Did that make sense? You can say no, you're crazy and totally off point, but I'm just saying. No, your energy is not bad at all. In fact, it's gorgeous, and I love how like exact it is. I love that both of them were the exact same size, exact same shape, and they just boop, 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 boop. That also tells me that you're a very reliable person. Like if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. There's no way in hell the world can be falling down, but you told grandma that you were going to bring her an apple. You're going to bring her the fucking apple. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that makes sense. I mean, my neurodivergent self, I fully appreciate that it was the exact same shape and size. Like everything was even. So that's so funny. That's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it is. I mean, I love me some neurospices. I love me some neurospicy people. I find that people that are neurospicy, neurodivergent are always more authentic than anybody else. They are. They are. Give me a room full of neurospicy people. And once we figure out each other's quirks, there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. We just got to figure out each other's quirks first. And then it's on like every Donkey Kong, and then some you didn't even know were existed. Every one of you neurospicy people know exactly what I'm talking about. Every one of you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Amanda. I'm gonna yawn. Hang on. Okay, Amanda. You are like this really intensive magenta color. Like, but what's funny is I don't feel like this is your normal energy. I feel like your normal energy is more of like the peacemaker, but you are 100% like, I'll punch a bitch in the mouth. Right now. Don't mouth off to me. Don't say shit. Like, it's not angry. It's not an angry energy. It's not a, like, stay away from Amanda. It's more of like, go say it. Say it one more time. You are fed up and pushed. I feel like I'm yelling. You are fed up and pushed to the point that you're like, you know what? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You want to keep calling it out. You want to keep doing the things like, let's fucking go. And it's funny. I feel like this is a cycle. I feel like you get into this. It's like this. Well, I was going to say sliver, but that's not the right thing. I think you're normally like pink, yellow, blue. I think you rotate between those colors, like the peacemaker, the ideal person, or the protector. But this is something that comes out every now and then. It takes a lot for you to get to this point. But, ooh, I got the chilies. It takes a lot for you to get to this point, but once you're there, like, you're gonna bust every bitch in the mouth. Like, it don't matter. They could just breathe at you wrong. They can side eye you wrong. You don't care. You're busting them in the fucking mouth. Like, thank you for that. So my advice is gonna be this. Make sure you have bail money. I'm just kidding. That wasn't my advice, but I mean, maybe it's my advice. But pick and choose your battles. Does that make sense? Pick and choose your battles. Because even though you're at this fed up phase of, you know what, absolutely fuck you, I'm done with this, I'm not doing it or whatever. Even though you're at that fed up phase, there are some battles that the war isn't worth it. Does that make sense? I have always loved the long game, and you might lose the battle but win the war. But there are some battles you need to look at the overall war that's behind that battle. So sometimes it's not even worth getting into the fucking battle because you don't care about the war that's going on over there. You might have, person A and person B, they hate each other for something stupid that happened 3,900 years ago or whatever, 30 years ago. And they're just all the fucking time. And there's a little thing here, and there's like a party or whatever, and they're both there, and they're doing their thing, and they try to drag you into it, and you 100% could get into it and be like, look here, you're being a dumb shit, and you're being a bitch, you could 100% get into it, but then it brings you into the war instead of just into that battle. So sometimes the battle isn't worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. So look at the battle and look at the war before you decide to step onto that battlefield. Because when you have this kind of intensive magenta energy like this, you 100% could win a lot of battles, but it could cost you a lot more in the long run if that war is something you don't want to get into. I hope that makes sense. And I want you to think about that, okay? And I want you to think about it in that term. if you have, look at every war in history. If you have a war, let's say, you know, you have A and you have B. And let's just say that A did something stupid and B forgave it. And then years on down the line, A did something else and B forgave it. And it just kept on being that way until finally, and it was little bitty shit, right? But it finally got to the point that B was like, fuck you. And they just, blah, right? Well, now it's on like everything, right? All of those little tiny battles led up to that big thing. So when you guys have something that happens in your life, I want you to look at it literally in black and white like that. Is this battle right here worth getting into and being stuck in this bigger skirmish in this war? Okay. So especially when it comes to people, you might have somebody in your office or whatever that they have a problem with everybody. They're always being a smart ass. They're always saying shit. They're always doing stuff or whatever. And you would like nothing more on a moment to moment basis than to like zing them right fucking back. But you know that it's going to cause a whole huge thing. So you just let somebody else down the hall do it or whatever. I mean, people, you have to look at that, because if you do not give energy to that, or you just like, you know what, I'm out, I'm over here, I'm fucking neutral, I ain't playing with this, and let them fight their own fucking battle, I'm just saying, it will save you so much heartache, and it will make you look like the adult if you don't get in every single skirmish. People that get in every single skirmish, and you guys all know people like this, especially in a work setting, there's always one person that they're in every bit of the drama. They are the drama. If there's something drama related, they're in it. You know what I mean? And they always look like the child in the situation or the bully in the situation. Whereas the people that are like, I'm not even going to get involved with that, look like the adult. Okay? Just saying. I hope that made sense, Amanda. I hope that made sense. So be magenta, be the crazy gorgeous pink. I think that it won't be too long, and you will you'll get back to your regularly scheduled colors. All right, Sammie is next, and then Sara last. And for those of you guys that have missed your read, no big deal. I will get it downloaded this evening. It'll be on YouTube for you guys tomorrow, okay? All right. I promise. You'll get back to your regularly scheduled colors, because I think you're a very specific person. What you see is what you get, you know, like, and it's this way, it's this way, it's this way. Like, there's not a lot of fuzzy or in between. And yeah. Thank you, Dove. All right, Sammie. It's so funny. You hit me with pink first, kind of a hot pink, but then immediately it was turquoise. It's so funny. You were like such a super friendly friend. Like, you're that person that you're kind of warm to everybody. Like, you give everybody a chance until they fuck up. Like, you give everybody a chance. You aren't a standoffish person. Please don't lose that. Please don't ever lose that. I love that. I love that whenever I like kind of channeled that energy a little bit, it was like, ah. So let's talk about the turquoise. Okay. Because the turquoise is an interesting color. This is like a lighter turquoise, not so more like this. Okay. Not a bright, like this. Okay. It's more like that. But what that tells me is that's a lot of trauma healing. Not only is that a lot of trauma healing, but for some reason I feel like here lately, there's a lot of traumas that you thought were done, that you thought you had dealt with, that are popping back up. And there's a lot of people coming into your vicinity, into your space, that have those kind of traumas. So now let me say this, because I feel like you've been looking at some stuff that's been happening, that's been popping up, and you've been going, I wonder if that's a sign. I wonder if that's a sign. It's a sign. It's a sign. The things that you've lived through and survived in your life, and hear me out, okay? They've happened for a reason, because there are people that are supposed to be on your path and in your life that you need to be a guidepost for. So even if it's just like, hey, I lived through this and I know you can, maybe they just need to hear that one thing to keep them on this planet. Or maybe they just need to know, like, oh my God, this person survived this too, and look at them, look how great they're doing. Like, I'm not saying you need to take all these people under your wing and teach them. I'm not saying that. You just existing and surviving the things that you've survived. And I keep wanting to say living through, and I hope that makes sense to you. But let me say this, okay? Shadow work is like a spiritual awakening, and it's not something that ever ends. It's not. In fact, once you hit a spiritual awakening, you start with shadow work, whether you realize you do or not, because you start to look at everything in a different way. So shadow work is really, really funny, because you can start with one thing. Maybe you finish a whole workbook and you feel great about it. You realize that you're growing and you're not reacting to this or that or whatever. And then let's say 2 years down the road, suddenly every little fucking thing is triggering you. And you're like, what the fuck? Because you don't understand, like, why these things that never triggered you before or haven't triggered you in years, suddenly you are just fucking through the roof. Like, you're ready to flip tables and throw, like, you're ready to burn everything down. Shadow work is interesting because when we have trauma, it's not just like, there's trauma. You know, it's just this point, there's trauma. That's not it. Trauma is like dropping a stone in water and watching the ripples. Those ripples go everywhere, right? They touch everything. So you might deal with that outside ripple and you might calm it down, and now it's nice, smooth water. And now you got the second ripple, you might calm it down. Well, there might be a lot of space between that second ripple and this other ripple over here. So you have all this nice, calm energy for so long, so you can be centered and heal and be able to move forward before you hit this other bump, okay? Shadow work helps you to smooth the shadow and the light part of you together at the same time, and become a more whole version of yourself. But it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen instantly. So I want you to think about that when these things are popping back up. Be proud of all the stuff you've already done and all of the things that you've already worked on and healed and moved past. So know that the things popping up now have some underlying aspect that's much deeper and I don't want to say harder, but harder than the ones you already dealt with, okay? It's like leveling up in shadow work, and I know that sucks, but the other thing I want to remind you too is when this stuff is popping back up and you're getting re-triggered and angry and upset over this new ripple of shadow work that's come through, A, the universe knows that you're strong enough to handle it and work through it, and B, that's a level up. And I know that leveling up in shadow work doesn't sound like a great thing, but it is, because it means that spiritually you have heightened yourself to a point that the universe is like, you know what? This mofo right here can handle this. It's time to do this. And after you have leveled that out, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's actually an amazing, amazing milestone. Even though it sucks, it's an amazing milestone. And I want you to be proud of it. I mean, maybe don't smack everybody in the face, but I want you to be proud of it, okay? Because sometimes when we have stuff come back up and we're re-triggered and shit, we just think, oh God, well, I guess I wasn't as healed as I thought I was. That's not it at all. You need to be so proud of yourself at how far you've come, that now it's time to deal with another layer and grow even more. We can't continue to grow without continuing to go through deeper and deeper levels of shadow work. So I really would recommend taking the time, and there's a whole bunch of these things for free on YouTube, listening to some of the lectures from Carl Jung, Jung, and you're going to find a lot of like Jungian psychology and shadow psychology and stuff like that. But just look up Carl Jung on YouTube and just kind of start listening to some of that stuff, because I guarantee you there's going to be something in there that's going to ping something that allows you to go, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear. That was the key for me moving forward. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I would recommend. But first, before you do any of that, tomorrow, I want you to celebrate. I want you to celebrate. I don't care if you go buy yourself a cookie or a piece of cake or get something sweet, because we all associate cakes and cupcakes with celebrating. Get something sweet and celebrate how far you've come. Okay? Celebrate how far you've come, because I don't know if you've done that or not, and you should. I'm proud of you. Okay? All right. Sara. I know you've never ever had anybody sing Sara, right? Just like I've never had anybody sing Mandy. So I go by Bodie. All right. Ready, Sara? Thankfully, I don't get to hear Mandy as much anymore. You have this gorgeous purple color. I mean, it's just what you would think of when you hear purple. What your brain immediately says. It's not dark purple. It's not light purple. It's just purple. But it's really bright. So that tells me you've really been diving down the rabbit hole on some spiritual topics lately. There's a little tiny bit of pink in there, like a baby pink. I feel like you've really been putting in the effort and, okay, there's the black. Okay. You've really been putting in the effort and the work to learn all. Okay. It's not just to learn something new. This is like a whole new ritual way of practice for you that you've really been diving down. So the pink is interesting because it's just a little swatch like that. I think that the purple has overtaken this pink, this need that you've had to make everybody around you happy. And now that you feel more powerful with your practice and so on, like I'll throw a bitch in a jar, and smack it around. I think that with that, it has really, really squished down this need to be a people pleaser. Not that it's not still there, because once a people pleaser, always a people pleaser. Like, we got to really work on that. I'm the same way. It still pops out every now and then, and I have to have hard talks with myself. But this little bitty swatch of pink down there is so little compared to the purple that you have people that are really not happy about what you're learning and what you're doing. And you know what? Fuck those people. Fuck those people. I'm just saying. Fuck those people. But the other part of purple is this. Because it's that just in the middle purple, there's a lot of spiritual aspects to it. There's a lot of personal power aspects to it. And then there's also some nostalgic aspect, but not a crazy amount. So here's what I'm going to recommend. You did throw a bitch in the door. Here's what I'm going to recommend. Spend the weekend doing kid stuff. Spend the weekend doing stuff that your inner child would have flipped out to do with an adult, okay? That, like, go buy yourself a coloring book and some crayons, or some some air dry clay and make weird little people, or go to the park. I don't know. Do something. Do some stuff this weekend. Watch your favorite movie that you loved as a kid. Watch your favorite cartoon from when you were a kid. Listen to your favorite band. Like, do the things that make you feel like you're like 10 again. Like, do some creative, messy shit from, you know, that would make a 6-year-old happy. And then, you know, something when you were like 13 that just made you swoon over this person or that situation or whatever. Have a kid weekend. Have a kid weekend, because your spiritual self is looking for a breakthrough, but it's looking so hard that it's passing right by that breakthrough. That breakthrough is literally right there. It's a huge chasm, like just waiting with this bright light in it. But you're like doing this, like just walking by and have overlooked it repeatedly. So have a kid weekend. Have a kid weekend. Be a kid this weekend. Sleep in, eat cereal for dinner, like that kind of shit. Watch your favorite cartoons. Like, absolutely have a kid weekend. Take a break from spiritual shit. Take a break from working on yourself. Take a break from all of that and just have a kid weekend. Have a kid weekend. And I really think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think you're going to look around and see that big old thing, that epiphany, spiritual epiphany thing, and be like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. And I think it's going to be so obvious that you're going to be mad at yourself and want to kind of beat yourself up, but don't do that either, okay? Don't do that either. Have a kid weekend, dude. Have a kid weekend. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Okay? Does that make sense, Sarah? I hope that made sense. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Yep, exactly. All right, guys. Well, that's everybody on my list this evening. So I'm going to get off here and finish my little my 2 rows of almonds that I've got laid out and sorted by size in front of me. And I'm going to call Brody back. And then, yeah, I'm going to curl up with some little tiny dogs. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me for so long tonight. And yes, I will do these again. I saw a lot of people asking. Yeah. Get some sleep. Go have a good weekend.